Where are my scamming ninjas at? Go in there, getting y'all bag. Boosting chickens, where y'all at? Spin that. Spin that. Okay, y'all, let me quit playing. We got a good show tonight. We are going to talk about common travel scams that go on in Colombia and abroad. For those of y'all who are new to my channel, my name is MariahSincere, and I have been living abroad for the past 2 years, okay? In Colombia. Right now, I'm in the Dominican Republic, and honestly, truly, my experience here has been lovely. It has been lovely, but my friend did get scammed. My friend got scammed. So I'm going to talk about that story. I talked about it the other live, but if you missed it, I'm going to talk about that. But we're going to start off by talking about some common travel scams that you will see in Colombia. And then we're going to talk about all of this scamming that's going on abroad, y'all. So look, everybody finna get it, because here's the thing. As bad of a reputation as Colombia has for the scams, and I think what kind of makes Colombia a hot topic is that they have that scope. They got that scopolamine, right? So it makes I feel like it makes the stakes higher. It's a little bit scarier, right? Versus a pickpocket in Europe. But like, let's be clear, people are running scams everywhere. So we're going to talk about this. And a lot of people, here's the thing that I have to remind people. A lot of the times when we talk about scamming and safety, the first thing that I hear people say is, well, I grew up in the hood. I know how to watch and I know how to look and I know how to. Let me tell you something. You can go to one of the worst hoods in America. It is not going to prepare you for the amount of scamming and the finesse that people have when they scam when you go overseas. This is genuinely one of those things where sometimes you just have to go through the game to get the game, or you got to see it being run. You know, y'all, I'm a Gemini. My intuition tell me I'm getting scammed, but sometimes I just got to let the scam play out so I can know how that thing works. But it's just genuinely one of those things. And unfortunately, some things you can prevent, like the whole scope thing in not all cases, but in some cases, there have already been men who have come before. And that's the thing. Even when it is prevented or somebody's warning you, somebody else had to go through it. So with the scoping thing, there are some things you can do to prevent it, but honestly and truly, not everybody that has gotten scoped was out here dealing in the underworld or bringing 2 girls home. So, I mean, that's one of those things where you have to take preventative measures. What's up? Hey, Ken the Great. How are you today? So, without further ado, you ain't met. Hold on, Southfield. Schwarzenegger. Okay, I like this name. Funny. You ain't met my grandma's Scam Central. Not your granny a scammer. Not your granny a scammer. Where's your granny from? You know what? It's easiest to get scammed by an elderly person because you will just never see it coming. Honestly and truly. I'm even gonna hold you. If I was an elderly person and I didn't have, save up for retirement and I didn't have any help, I was scammed. Shit. If I was, at that point, what else are you gonna do? Nobody will hire you. People literally, for example, I was applying. I thought about teaching in Colombia, which I'm not gonna do. I was thinking about it for visa purposes, and they literally had the age requirement. It was between 22 and 50. So after 50, they're not willing to hire you to be a teacher in this program, this government program they have in Colombia. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. What if a person is really seasoned and they still have their mental faculty? I mean, it's freaking 50. What? This is middle age. Okay. I could not understand. Okay. So let's get right on to it. Now, first, we're going to start off talking about Colombia scams. Now, we're going to talk about the first most common one, the honey pot scam. Salute to the chat. Her nickname, not your grandmama's nickname, is the worm. What up, chosen one? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, let's get to it.
Honey trap scam here in Medellin, Colombia. So what is a honey trap scam? So a honey trap scam is a way a scammer uses a relationship to manipulate a victim. So how does this scam work? Well, so you'll meet somebody here in Medellin, Colombia. She'll be very attractive, very outgoing, very interested in you. And then you'll start to build a relationship with her. You'll probably think that, yeah, she's very interesting, she's very attractive. And then what happens is you start to see each other a lot more. The relationship may become physical, and then you fall for this girl or this woman, and then you become very attracted to her. And that's,
you know how you avoid a honey trap scam the first time she asks you for some money, or tell you somebody stole her phone or she lost her phone. Say, oh, that's crazy. Just say, oh man, that's crazy. You know how when somebody like is talking to you and you ready for them to shut up, you should be like, man, that's crazy. A girl that like you and she was just telling you that because she not trying to get nothing out of you, she just so be like, yeah, because she already trying to figure out a way that she can fix that situation herself. A lot of the times, this is even a tactic that a lot of women in the States use, because this is what these soft life, sprinkle types are pushing to the young girls. A lot of times women these days will just tell you about a problem to like test you to see if you're going to offer help. And here's what I'll say to that. If it's a situation that's not centered around money, so for example, if she calls you and she's like, hey, I got a flat tire on the side of the road, can you come help me? Go freaking help her, bro. Like, that's gonna look so emasculine. And then here's the thing, you will be able to visibly see she need help with her freaking tire. Go help her with the tire. But it's a situation where the granny needs the rent paid and all this extra shit. Just say no, or tell her, I haven't known you long enough to help you in that capacity. I promise you, if it's a situation where even if a girl is playing the long game, unless she intends to rob you, but if it's a situation where she just intends to extract money from you, you need to say no as quickly as possible. But what happens is a lot of y'all will be like, oh, it's just a little bit, I can help her out. And then next thing you know, a little is turning into a lot. But let me tell you something. This is especially true for like Colombian people who use people for money. Once you tell them no, they get gone. And when you start acting like that, you never have to worry about anyone using you for your money, because you can't be used for your money. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's just like some of the men who were like, oh, those men in Colombia or the Dominican Republic only give you the attention because you're an American and they want a green card and some money. Well, if they did intend to use me for that, then that's out the window real quick, because I'm one of those women, I want to be known, like very upfront. You can't get a quarter out of me. Like, you can't get a quarter. I'm very upfront. And if a man try to like test me, I let him know, hey, since I'm getting tested, I don't give men money. So it's either you gonna clear up what the hell you just said and clarify whatever it is that you said to me that made me feel like you wanted me to offer you some money, or you gonna get gone. But you can't get $1 out of me. I'm not moving back to the United States, so you can't get a visa out of me, because you gotta live in hell. I need a visa. You really need to be worried about, am I trying to scam you for a visa? Like that. Okay, that's what the men out here need to be worried about. Mariah versus Homie Hub. I'm done talking about him. I reposted some clips, but I ain't went in on him in a minute. Okay, so that's how you avoid getting used for your money by women. Just don't give them money. It's that simple.
When the honey trap scam begins. So she may start asking you for certain items. She may want to upgrade her mobile phone and say, I've broken my mobile phone.
Oh, no.
oh, I want this, I want that. In extreme circumstances,
Here's the thing: when she say she broke her mobile phone, okay, cool, help her with the phone. Get her one of them cheap orange Motorola phones that they sell. It's like $100 in Colombia. If she say no to that, she don't freaking need a phone. She was just trying to upgrade her phone, like she was just trying to come up off of you. A person that need a phone gonna take whatever phone you give them because they ain't got no phone and they can't go buy one. So get her the cheapest shit. If she complain about it, then you already know what type of time she on.
where the relationship has gone on for over time.
Y'all be scared. Here's the thing. Y'all be scared. You can go here. This is how you have to think about stuff. A person that is insincere and disingenuous is always replaceable. Why? Because there is an abundance of those type of people running around. The fellas might not like what I'm saying, but for example, when y'all be calling men that are cheaters, high value men, because they might have a little money in their pocket, to me, that's delusional because there is no shortage of cheaters. I can go replace a cheater with a cheater any day. Y'all feel me? Like you're never gonna, as a woman, you should never be scared to lose a cheater because you can just walk out on the street and find a cheater. The type of people who you should be scared to lose are genuine people. And that goes for both men and women. It's hard to replace those type of people. Those are the type of people who you need to walk a fine line with and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward with. But those type of people are also not going to put you in a position to where you're going to feel used. So you don't know whether or not you're dealing with somebody worth keeping or not. Baby, a user, a cheater, a liar, a thief is replaceable. I don't care how fucking good they look. Hey, what up, Eric Terry? The honey trap mostly works on the incels and it gets no action in the US. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, honey trap works if you trying to game a lane. If you trying to game a lane. If you trying to game one of those men who feel like he just a dude that has self-esteem, I don't care what he looks like, a dude that has high self-esteem gonna be offended when a woman try that honey trap scheme on him. He gonna be like, you should be paying me for the D. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
You know, people will probably buy her apartments, people will probably buy cars, motorcycles, mobile phones, luxury items, you name it. When people get sucked into this kind of relationship and they can't see out of it, the options are endless. Now you got to remember, guys, the average salary of people who work here is $300 a month. Okay. And it's a 6-day working week here. So people here work incredibly long hours and incredibly hard jobs just to earn $300. And believe me, in a city like Medellin, where it's pretty expensive, even for tourists, that is nothing. There's been many instances of foreign men, particularly from the United States, that have come here to Medellin, Colombia, and have found a match or found love, and then end up applying for the K1 visa, taking them back to the States, just to realize after the K1 visa has gone through, or the application has gone through, and they have residency in the United States, that these women have realized that we are way out of the league of this person, and they end up leaving that person just to go to somebody who's got more money or can provide a better lifestyle. This
I haven't seen that. Y'all know I used to work in a strip club, and like, no lie, I met a couple men who came in there and was like, "Oh, my wife, my Colombian wife, just left me." But then I'm like, "Bruh, you like 50? She's like 25. Does she left you? What are you? You should have seen that coming." Right? It don't even really got nothing to do with her being Colombian. It's like, sir, and they showed me a picture of her. She surgery down from head to toe. And it's like, I can't even really feel bad for you. But here's the thing. I think as an American, especially if you're an American, that do a lot of y'all really be expats? Because my whole thing is, why are you getting a chick and bringing her back to the United States? If the goal is to go to other countries because you feel like the social dynamic is better, why would you get a girl and go back to the United States? These type of conversations need to be had from the jump. from the jump. Period. You gotta let girls know I'm not moving to the United States. And really, me as a man personally, even me as a woman, I would never date a man like, okay, let's say I dated a Dominican man here. If he told me that he had never been, if he tells me that he wants to move to the United States, just in casual conversation, I'm not dating him. I don't care what he looked like. I don't care what chemistry we had, because first of all, I don't want to move in the United States. So if I know in the future there's a possibility that you're going to want to go there and live there, baby, I'm going to leave you free so that you can have that pathway, because I don't care how much I like you, even if the connection is genuine and real. I'm not moving back to the United States for you. Furthermore, I cannot trust your intentions. You might be the most sincere person. You might be the exception to the rule. I'll never know, because I'm not willing to take that chance. You only want to date people who love their country so much that they want to stay in that country and they're begging you to move to the country. Because that's another thing. If they want to stay in their country, but they don't mind you living all the way in the United States, that's a problem. They're not really trying to be with you for real. They're just trying to extract resources from you while you're, you know what I'm saying, in the United States, and you're just like a lifeline for them. You going to the DR so you can have a date with me. Okay. Well, I guess you're not dating no Dominican man. How do y'all know what I'm dating? Not all Dominican men. You know what? I'll say this. I think the situation over here. So y'all know I didn't really date Colombian men, and honestly, most of the Colombian men, most of it has to do with a couple things. The men in Medellin were not my type. Honestly and truly, the whole time I've been there, I saw maybe one or two that I was like, oh, they're attractive. You know what I'm saying? They're attractive enough for me today. And part of the reason is because the men in Medellin are very short, and they're very, I don't want to talk bad about them, because there's not that they ugly. They just not for me. And I'm tall for a woman. Like, I'm 5'7". For me, a lot of it just didn't look like it went together. So in Medellin, it wasn't even a money thing, y'all. Because a lot of, like, here's the thing. People are like, well, why don't you go to Medellin? The men have less money than American money. Well, if they're doing, well, there are plenty of men in Colombia who are doing well for being in Colombia. And if I don't want to live in the United States, it doesn't matter. You understand? That wasn't the problem. And in the neighborhood I lived in, the men were doing, well enough to be in that neighborhood, right? That wasn't it. It was okay, now I'm not seeing nothing that I like. It wasn't that men weren't asking me out. It wasn't men weren't giving me attention. It was none of that. Like, I got just as much, if not more, attention in Colombia than I did in the United States. And part of the reason why is because, so like in the United States, men don't like approaching women anymore because of the online rhetoric, right? Versus when you go to other countries, they still kind of old school. It's like they shoot their shot, and if you say no, they're not gonna go like be pissy about it, right? They still kind of have that. I don't know if it's the food. I don't know what it is that give these men a little bit more testosterone to where they can bounce back from rejection more than other men, but they don't. They be like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? So Dominican Republic, though, it's a bit of a different situation over here, y'all, because it's a lot of money on this island. It's a lot of money on this island. And it's men driving around with nice cars and stuff. It's men having stuff on this island. There are men here who lived in the United States, got their stuff together, and moved back and don't want to live in the United States. So you guess I'm not dating in the Dominican Republic? I wouldn't be so quick to say that, because baby, it looked like I'm their type over here, the way they be shooting, and I be seeing my type over here. So I not gonna count these Dominican men out at all. They be tall and fine. I ain't even gonna hold you. They be tall and fine and they be having stuff. So not that I'm dating a man for stuff, but what I mean is these Dominican men, they be want to spend money on you. They be want to spend money on you. And if you just tell them, like for example, all the Dominican men that have tried to talk to me, I'd be like, baby, I'm not living in the United States. I come at me like this. I ain't living in the United States and I ain't got nothing for you. They be like, what? You know what I'm saying? They be like, what? But you know, as a foreigner, you have to kind of come at people like that. That's how you weed out the ones that's there for the wrong reason. Who is King Troker? Okay. The internet made people in the West weird. They be weird as hell. It's like normal social dynamics. It's not just the men though, it's the women. Like everybody got so weird from this online rhetoric and they don't hear when they saying weird shit or being socially awkward. From what I heard, the Dominican men are cheap. Who's telling y'all this? Because y'all gotta understand, here's the thing that I never heard that. I've always heard, I don't know if these women are lying to y'all, because every time I talk to a Dominican woman, she gonna say they gonna tell you one thing about a Dominican man, he can have 2 or 3 families, he taking care of them all. Of course, you got bums in every race, but that ain't what I heard. And that's just not what I've seen while I've been here. I'll say that. That's not what I've seen. I know Dominican men that got bread. Yeah, it's Dominican men out here that got bread. It's Dominican men that want you to be comfortable. They want to spend money on you. Like that, honestly and truly, from what I've seen, they quicker to break bread than American men. I'm just being honest. Mariah, I'm old. I hope you like old men. Don't be insecure. It's it's a whole bunch of weird people.
Is unfortunately a very common scam, guys. Now, the families of the ladies in Medellin, they will also encourage the daughters to go out and to find a foreign man in the hopes that he's going to marry her and take her to the States so they can live a better life. And then the families can then also benefit from this kind of relationship. Now, of course, this isn't the case of
I was walking down Avenida España, and this girl, this is the kind of stuff you got to look out for. This girl, she has 2 brothers, right? And she had a dark-skinned brother look like Michael Jackson, had a light-skinned brother look like Michael Jackson. One was dark-skinned, one was light-skinned. These are brothers, right? So she just throws them at me and my friend. She's like, both of them are single. Y'all pick which one. And it's like, obviously, I don't. Now, one of them was very handsome and attractive. I don't want to date none of them because why the hell are you throwing your brothers at? Like, why are you doing that? It might have been that it was a situation where they might have said, because my friend that I was with looked good too. She looked very good. She attracted a lot of attention. So it might have been a situation, and we were standing out. It might have been that type of situation, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it. So I don't want to date none of them. Okay.
Every woman here in Medellin, Colombia, or in Colombia in general. But just be careful, guys, because ultimately they are after a man who is a provider and who's just going to be able to fund their lifestyles or fund the things that they need within their life. Ultimately, if you cannot do that, they're not going to be interested in you.
Most of the time, if something feels too good to be true and like it just fell in your lap, especially as a man, and you ain't really have to go after it, it's because it's too good to be true, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly and truly, the type of Colombian woman that you want is one that is a little bit more timid that you're gonna have to approach. That's the one you want.
Colombia got scams that look polite and normal and even helpful. That's why they work. First type of scam, the overly friendly helper. Big smile, see, I can help you, right? Whatever they say in Spanish, hey, I can help you. Now they're all in your space. ATMs, directions, just hit them with a todo bien gracias. Handle your own stuff and keep it moving. Scam 2, the sob story. bus money, need food. One guy tried to get me to pay baby formula.
That's one thing that really surprised me when I moved to Colombia. I was not used to people talking about their money problems to strangers. You know, in America, we don't do that. We be embarrassed, okay? We'll have 29 cents in the bank account and still, you know, looking like we balling out. And we don't tell people about our financial struggles. So that threw me off. And that was another reason why. Oh, y'all, I don't know what just happened with the lights. I don't know if they're working on something. Anyway, that threw me off. Living in a foreign country, y'all. So I remember kind of like when I'm gonna tell y'all a couple times that this happened to me in Colombia. So I met this guy and he asked for my number. I gave him my number. Within the first week, it was like literally within the first week. Man, you know, I invested in this business with my cousin, this restaurant, and it's not doing so well. Then he told me he has to go, like, he sells emeralds. So he has to go to, I think he was saying Ecuador or something like that, get the emeralds, cross the border, and it's really dangerous. Like he's trying to garner sympathy. So I'm already seeing what's going on. Then he's, you know, next time I talk to him, hey, I'm having financial problems with my business. Finally, I said I'm gonna text him because he hadn't talked to me in 3 days. And for y'all ladies who don't know, men, this is good advice too. I'm telling you, you can't game me. I'm game type. What people who are trying to extract something from you do is they might kind of love bomb you, or they might be really hot and heavy at first. And then what they'll do is they'll suddenly pull away. And what this is a step back. The whole purpose of that is to get you to chase and for you to be willing to do whatever you need to do to get that attention back. And you have to understand this, right? So I said, I'll say maybe about 3 days went by. I hadn't heard from him. So I said, you know what? I'm finna text him. And if he bring up that damn restaurant again, I already know, cut off, blocked, okay? Because I'm thinking, you know, again, I was trying to give space for this to just be a different social norm where people might not want something from you, but they talk about their money problems. But at the same time, I'm not stupid. So I text him the third day. I said, hey, what you doing? He said, I'm over here thinking. I already knew, y'all. I already knew what was going to be the answer to my next question. Thinking about, I said, what you thinking about? He said, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do about my restaurant. I said, sir, I don't give men money. Blocked. That's how you got to do people. That's how you got to do people. Because that's what it was. So don't gaslight yourself. That is exactly what that was, right? And then there was another guy that I talked to, and it never just really went anywhere. It never went any further than talking and seeing each other. It just never got there. You know, it never got anything beyond platonic. But he started telling me about his money problems, but he didn't want any, he genuinely didn't want anything from me or nothing. It just never glued together. You know how you getting to know somebody and it don't never glue? And then I started noticing it would just be random people or even like friends. They'll talk about their money problems in front of you. They don't really got shame about talking about their money problems, but they might not necessarily want anything from you there. Or they'll help you out. It'll be times where they're like, I remember one time, one of my homegirls, Colombian homegirls, I would go to her lash salon. And I was like, hey, because at this time my bank account was blocked, so I couldn't get any cash or anything out. And she was like, that's fine, girl. Come get your lashes done so you're not looking crazy, and just pay it in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll do stuff like that. A man talking about their problems is never a good look. I mean, in my opinion, it's not. Here's the thing. Okay. Let me say this. If you are a man and you might not be exactly where you want to be in life, but you meet a woman and it's kind of like the wrong timing, I don't see nothing wrong with a man telling a woman, hey, look, I like you, I want to get to know you, but right now, my pockets aren't where I want it to be. So you might be expecting certain things from me right now that I can't necessarily provide right now. I don't want nothing from you. It's just like, for example, if you want to go drink liquor and go eat lemon pepper wings every other night and get a section, I can't do it, shorty. If you like, I just can't do it. And honestly and truly, if more men would do that, y'all would weed out a lot of users. If more men did that, you would see who actually really just like you and want to get to know you. That ain't the same thing as you trying to rush her into sex. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. If you're going to present that to the woman, also understand that you can't be trying to, oh, hey, well, I took you on a coffee date or we went on a walk in the park and now you owe me some coochie. No, if she's going to have patience with you and your financial situation, you need to also show patience and care and concern for somebody that's being genuine with you. But if a lot more men would just be honest about this stuff instead of trying to front and stunt, that's why a lot of y'all be mad and bitter at women. Y'all be like, I'm paying every time I go out on a date, I'm spending $200. Y'all don't want to date anymore. Why the hell are y'all going out with women that you steady got to spend $200 on a meal for? I don't understand. Go get you a girl that likes to go to the Vietnamese restaurant and get a bowl of pho for $12. Go get you one of them. Why you keep? That's the thing. Y'all keep going after people that's really not good for you, not rocking with you. And then y'all this is why it's weird over there in the United States. It's weird. Them dudes in Colombia, they dating women that's going out with them for a $1.50 cup of coffee. And then them same chicks be coming and asking you to pay the rent. Meanwhile, the dude she took her out for $1.50 cup of coffee. That's why y'all sitting up talking about all men pay. Okay. Not I'm smashing after a 4 for $4 at Wendy's. You out of order. What's up? I never spent $200 on a date. LOL. I see why these guys in the space hate me. Yeah. Spending $200 on a date, honestly and truly, especially if you're that's not some shit that you need to be going, even if that's your lady, unless you just super duper got it like that, which most people don't, and that's just normal. Like, a girl that loves you, let me be for real, even if you really do got it like that, a girl that loves you is not finna, and she not only just loves you, if she's a girl that takes care about herself and cares about herself, first of all, she not doing all that eating out. She not eating out. She be wanting to eat at home, cook at home, make sure she's eating the same things, try to keep her weight down. She's trying to exercise. She not trying to be eating $200 meals every time y'all go out. And furthermore, she not really gonna want you to spend that because she care about you. She gonna be like, that's dumb, that's stupid. I was spending $200 back in 2010. That's chump change. Okay. What y'all doing? Are y'all arguing? Y'all don't fight. We just having a discussion.
For this baby. They run those type of lines all day, so they know what to say. If you want to help, do it your way. Give cash if you want to, but just do it, like I said, do it your way. Scam 3, the bar tab trap. You meet someone and it's fun, right? Then the bill comes like a surprise attack. Before you say ask for the menu, ask for the price. They don't want to show you the menu or prices, just leave easy. And scam 4, fake hookup deals. Think smart. Cheap tour, cheap rent, cheap phone, cheap whatever. If they ask for a deposit, do not send deposits to strangers.
Oh, yeah.
I think these are simple, but I've seen it all, guys. So just
deposits are illegal.
These different types of scams.
That's another thing.
Colombia got scams that look.
If you don't know who you're renting from, or you don't know somebody who's rent it from this person, or if you have no way to find these people in Colombia, do not rent from them. And definitely, one thing I tell a lot of people who have never been overseas and they're like, oh, I want to have everything all the way together and get an apartment before I come to Colombia. Well, that means you're going to have to take a trip to do that. Because if you think you finna just do that online, you set yourself up to get scammed and get your money took. Especially if it's a situation, because there are some agencies that will work with expats, but you have to pay a certain amount of rent up front so they make sure you don't bounce on them and just up and go to the United States. Cool. You got to do all of that in person. And it needs to be that you know these people through verified sources. Do y'all understand? Trying to remotely rent an apartment in Colombia or anywhere just in another country, that's crazy, y'all. There's so many scams. There's so many dummy websites. There's so much. Don't do it.
Polite, normal, and even helpful. That's why they work. First type of scam, the overly friendly helper.
Okay,
Big
so
smile.
we're gonna go to the next one. Guys, please hit the like in the chat. Hold on. I'm sorry, please participate in the chat and hit the like. Let's see, this was some type of hotel scam they caught on camera. Let's see what was going on.
All right, try to walk again.
Let me make me small.
Just make sure. I just need the video evidence. I just need the video evidence. They're literally not letting us leave the island.
Let me read the caption. It says port fees are only 153 mil Colombian pesos. So that might be a little less, that's between about $40 and $50. So he said $40, and the hotel has nothing to do with it. And the guy mentioned in Spanish, your debt is in consumption and the hotel administration is charging it, not port fee. So get your story straight. Okay.
They're just charging us a random tax for being here, even though we already paid full price. They're charging us an extra 400 USD for no reason, and I'm not too sure why.
So they're trying to charge him an extra 400 US dollars for port fee? What? That's insane. I don't know of any government fee that you're going to pay in Colombia that costs that much. It doesn't even cost you that much to pay the government to instate your digital nomad visa. It doesn't even cost that much for you to extend a tourist visa over there. That's $40. So what the hell? Y'all see how people just be out here lying, scamming, doing wrong.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Told y'all to dip the bro. Told y'all niggas.
What's up, guys?
So this says scam 2 times in 24 hours. Medellin, Colombia, $850 overpaid. I don't think I ever spent, unless it was to pay rent, I don't think I ever spent $850 in one day or in Colombia. I've never done that.
Quick story time for you. There was a group of people that came out to Medellin and got scammed 2 times in the first 24 hours of being here. The first scam happened at the airport. They ended up getting one of those transport services that they're soliciting as soon as you get off the plane, and ended up paying $100 US to come from the airport to the city. Guys.
That happened to me.
All right, try to walk again.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to tell y'all what happened.
What's up, guys? I got a quick story time for you.
So this is my very first time coming to Medellin. And it was one of those taxi scams. For those of y'all who ever go to Medellin, Colombia, this is what you need to do. When you get off the plane and people are soliciting you, just know you're about to get scammed. Anybody who is offering you a taxi, ask them to see the tariffs. So you want to ask them to see the tariffs, and then you might want to go ask somebody else. You really want to ask the people that work inside the airport to see the tariffs, because they have a list of tariffs. Even when you take a yellow taxi, on the back, if it's an official yellow taxi that has their government license, on the back of the seat is going to be that seat in the passenger side. There is a list of tariffs to go to and from the airport. So this is regulated. If they will not show you them tariffs, don't get in that car with them. I had somebody charge me $50 for a $25 ride from the airport, and some of y'all might be like, that ain't nothing. It's the principle. I could have used that other $25. Well, $25 in Medellin, I could have had a really nice meal at an upscale restaurant. Okay. If I went to the neighborhood restaurant, I could have had multiple meals. I could have went and bought a whole line of hair care products damn near. I could have did something with my $25. In Colombia, for $25, I could have got my lashes refilled in Medellin, Colombia, and I could have went and got my feet done, and possibly a manicure, depending on where I went. So now that $25 spend, baby, that's why I was pissed off. But guess what? I had to go through the game to get the game, and it never happened again. I always check for local scam videos before I touch down in a new country. That's a great idea. My first time in Colombia, I actually had the police to help me to get a taxi. Wow, okay. That's very good. Exactly. It be the principle. And here's the thing. Once I even see that you're trying to scam me or being dishonest, I don't want to do business with you no more. I'm good. I'm straight.
Came out to Medellin, got scammed 2 times in the first 24 hours of being here. The first to the city. Guys, I offer a private pickup with a bilingual driver in an SUV vehicle for $50. That's if you want a luxury experience. So right off the bat, they got scammed.
But at least he's telling you up front that it's a luxury experience. But honestly and truly, like, for example, if you're going from the airport all the way to Envigado, which is on the south side of Medellin, that's only like a $30 ride. So it's like, and that's if you get in them white airport taxis that have enough space. But I understand some of y'all might want comfort. You might want to feel more secure. So if you know up front you're paying a premium for luxury, that's way different than these taxis trying to scam you and you paying a different price than the locals would pay. You understand? This man is probably charging $50 to anybody who want to ride in his vehicle. Cool. He's letting you know up front. That's what it is.
Then they get to the Airbnb in Poblado. They go out. They ended up getting pulled into one of the clubs, bars in Parque Lleras. There's a million promoters there saying, hey, we got the girls here. We got this here. We got that, whatever. And what they do is you come in, you sit down. The girls surround you at your booth. You feel like the man. These girls start ordering, hey, champagne, spritzes. Oh, let's get a bottle. Let's get this. These girls will order everything because they're in on it and rack up a tab. They ended up paying $1,200 for what should have.
For people that aren't used to drink. And here's the thing. This is what I try to tell y'all. I used to work. And I'm not even going to hold you. This is what comes with y'all just idolizing certain groups of women. And some of y'all might not like the things that I say because y'all might think I'm being a hater, but I used to work in a Latina club for 5 years. I've seen all the scams. Especially that the Cuban girls would run. Don't let it be a desperate slow night where they're not making money. They're willing to do anything. And they will find the drunkest person or the person that look like they're the most lit and having the best time, and they will run up a tab on you for shit you didn't even ask for. And guess what? The club is not going to be on your side. They're going to beat your ass and take your money. Because guess what? They're finna get a cut too. You got to understand you walking into a lion's den. So for example, I went out with my homegirl here. This is here in Dominican Republic. Now, I already told her This is another reason why I don't like section culture clubs. I don't like section culture clubs because it's too much money on the line, and it's too much on the line. And first of all, it's high. They invest a lot into those clubs, so it's very high stakes for men, and it's too much money on the line for them to leave on the table. And so they only are making money off of selling bottles. Do y'all understand? That's how they're selling bottles. So that's what they're going to try to get you to do. So I already told my homegirl, when I go out, I don't like going to no section clubs. First of all, I like to dance, and I like to talk to people, and I like to meet new people. So how we going to dance, talk to people, and meet new people, and we sitting in a section? That's not my style. I like to go to maybe like a little bar or like a restaurant that on certain nights people come in there and dance. I like to go bar hop and meet people like that and just go pay for my drink, buy the drink. Because I ain't drinking a whole bottle anyway. Y'all understand? Or I like me a nice BYOB. I'm a simple girl. Okay. We went into this club. My friend, she's a little bit more, you know, she liked that whole section culture thing. Cool. So we went to this club she wanted to go to. And this was on my birthday here in Santo Domingo. And well, it had just turned midnight, right? So first of all, we went at like 12 something in the morning. Nobody was there. And they were like, well, it's the after hours. Oh, okay, fine. Nobody come in until after 2. So we paid the entrance to get in. It was only like $10. Then we get in. I think it ain't shit but a whole bunch of sections in here. So already this is not my type of vibe because I'm not trying to be in no section. So the man is like showing us to a section to sit down. So I asked him on the way there, I said, is this free? He said, yes, it's free. I said, are you sure it is free for us to sit in this section? Yes, it is. We sit down. He offers, y'all want to buy a bottle or some hookah. And my friend was like, yeah, I want to buy some hookah. He was like, yeah, it's $100, but we'll refill it all night. It comes with the refills and everything. So she was like, cool, I want it. And he was like, so what will y'all be drinking? I said, well, I want like a cocktail or something. Well, no, you have to buy a bottle. I said, sir, are you mean to tell me I have to buy a bottle because we're sitting in this section? He said, yeah. I said, now when we came here, I asked you, was it free to sit here? You said, yeah. You didn't tell me that if I sit here, I have to buy a bottle, which means it's not free. And I don't want to do all that drinking. So then he was like, oh, well, you have to sit here. Mind you, I said, how much is the bottle? The bottle was $77, which was not bad, but it was a fact of the matter. It was just 2 of us. We in this big ass section. And honestly and truly, I'm not finna drink that, and she don't drink. I just want to get a buzz, boo. I'm not trying to get sloppy drunk. I don't want to take the bottle home. Now, my friend's hookah was $100, which cost more than the bottle. Do you know, because we wouldn't buy a bottle, he tried to tell us, oh, well, if you're not going to go buy a bottle, then y'all need to go stand at this table over here. So basically, he wanted us to stand at a table and smoke the hookah, even though the hookah costs more than the bottle. I wish the fuck I would. I told her, girl, let's go. And then, even before that, I said, now you're telling me the bottle is $77. You ain't told me about, because in Dominican Republic, you got to be careful, y'all. They be adding all these extra taxes and fees for using your card. So is that the price of the bottle, or have you added all that extra shit? Yeah. Is that the total or just the cost of the bottle? He was like, it's just the cost of the bottle. Yeah. So you was going to wait till the end of the night to send us some type of high-ass bill. I said, girl, let's go. We are finna get scammed in here, girl. You finna look at that bill at the end of the night, and it's finna be crazy. I'd rather go than be somewhere where he already started off wrong. I already know he willing to lie because he lied and said this section was free. Yeah. So I know I dodged the bullet. She wasn't really understanding because she not used to it. This was her, this was her first time out here in Latin America. I had to explain her, girl, we finna get freaking got if we keep on with these shenanigans in here. Highway robbery, definitely a highway robbery. They will always try a shameless upsell every single time. Yeah. Well, guess what? Now you only got the interest fees. He could have sold a hookah. You so worried about selling in bottles. You could have sold a hookah, and I would have brought some drinks, and y'all would have made some money off of us. Now y'all ain't making no money. Because here's the thing: nobody else was in the club at that time. Nobody else was in there.
Costed maximum $400. So right off the bat, they got scammed for what? Almost $1,000 in the first 24 hours of being here. And this is the same group that said, hey, we don't need any consulting or services. We have one guy in this group that's been here before. We know how things work.
You got to know that. Here's the thing. Here's the problem too. A lot of y'all want to come to Latin America and you want to live. Ooh. Oh, let me see. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It says my camera's too hot. I wonder why my camera got hot. That's okay. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna move my laptop so y'all can see me. Y'all want to come and y'all want to live this very high-end lifestyle because y'all think y'all gonna be able to live a high-end lifestyle for the low in Latin America. And y'all don't understand that a lot of these Latinos have been to America and they see what y'all are willing to spend on a bottle. They see how much money y'all are willing to spend when y'all go out to the club. So you have to understand too, this is just universally people who work in clubs that are people who are involved in underworld club lifestyle. That lifestyle attracts certain people, y'all. That lifestyle don't necessarily attract the most upstanding people in society. I'm not saying you can't find some good ones in the mix, but usually the people that work in these type of places are more than willing to take you up and through there. I'm Dominican and they'll still try it until I said, yeah, the Dominicans, like the Dominicans, what's up, Romeo? The Dominicans, they be talking shit to their ass. I be seeing they be like, hell no, I ain't paying that. I'm not gonna pay that. They be talking shit. Do you hear me? And then they come down with the prices.
All this, blah, blah, blah. And look what happens. My services cost literally a third of what they got scammed for in the first 24 hours. So if you guys want to avoid the same types of scams and overpaying gringo prices for everything, DM me planning and I'll make sure that you guys don't.
Now, a lot of y'all don't like that there are expats that offer these type of services at a higher price. But I said this before and I'll say it again. If you are a person that has never been abroad and you are arrogant, meaning you think nothing is going to happen to you because you have so much street smarts, whatever case may be, I suggest you take advantage of these kind of services that are being offered. Because the money that your dumb ass is going to save just by paying somebody to escort you and provide security, that's going to stop you from getting scoped. I'm just being honest and getting all your stuff took. You saving yourself a lot of money. If you a person that knows that you're going to be, if you're doing the whole passport bro thing, the weekend warrior thing, spend the money for security and an armored truck. Go ahead and do that. If you a person that knows that you're going to run through a different chick from the park every night, spend the money. If you a person that like to go on Tinder, just go on ahead and spend the money for the security and the armor. Do it. Don't be out here playing with your life like that. Okay. Now, if you are a person that's not engaging in risky behaviors and you're a seasoned traveler, then yeah, his type of service might not be worth that to you. You might be wasting money. But your average weekend warrior that act like they ain't got no damn sense every time they go out of town, spend the money, break the bread, okay? Okay, shout out to Jamie. This is from Jamie Wood.
If you travel, you
Shout out to
definitely need
him.
to
So this says, be careful. Let's see what he says.
stop and hear this story. So this story is about a Colombian woman who happened to be commuting in Medellin, and she saw these street workers basically trying to get her to try out the samples. So they had like perfume and lotion, and so they sprayed a little bit of the perfume on her, and then she started to notice she was getting dizzy. So possibly could be scopolamine, but I'm gonna stop it here and I'm gonna let her tell the story.
Les quiero comentar acerca de una experiencia que tuve hace una semana en la terminal del norte. Resulta que yo iba llegando a la terminal y habían varios chicos vendiendo como unas lociones, o sea, ellos estaban presentando las muestras y uno de ellos pues me cogió de la mano y empezó a sacar varias lociones. Obviamente yo olí las fragancias, ya empecé como a sentirme mareada y ahí fue donde yo dije, no, aquí pasa una semana en la terminal del norte. Resulta que yo iba llegando a la terminal y habían varios chicos vendiendo como unas lociones, o sea, ellos estaban presentando las muestras y uno de ellos pues me cogió de la mano y empezó a sacar varias lociones. Obviamente yo olí las fragancias, ya empecé como a sentirme mareada y ahí fue donde yo dije, no, aquí pasa algo extraño. Entonces yo salí corriendo, ya súper mareada, llegué a un lugar ahí donde era como una peluquería y pedí pues ayuda. Y dije, no, creo que el chico de allá le echó algo a las fragancias porque yo me siento mareada. Realmente no sé si fue escopolamina o si fue otro tipo de sustancia, pero pongan mucho cuidado porque ayer también estuve por el centro y vi varios chicos.
Spraying stuff on people without their permission is crazy. To me, that's already a red flag. But yeah, don't let, especially that scopolamine, because once it gets into your system and start working, hopefully it was just a small amount. But if, even just a little bit is enough to leave you open to subception. So these are things, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm street smart. This would never happen to me. I would never get scoped. But y'all don't understand. People are crafty. Some of y'all be like, I don't pay for coochie. I would never get scoped. All it takes is somebody spraying something, like, again, disguising something, spraying it in your face. It could be the girl at the coffee shop that slipped some scope in your coffee. You don't gotta freaking be, and she know who to call to tell them to follow you while you finna fall out. You don't necessarily have to be doing paper play. Now, paper play puts you more at risk because you're around people that do this. They run that all day long. You feel me? Several times a week. Hey girl, what's up? Good to see you. I was just talking about you, Dad. Girl, don't hate me. I've been busy. But I am gonna call you because we need to catch up. And we got things we need to talk about in regards to what we talked about last time. Okay. But I hope you're doing good.
Con esas mismas fragancias pues con esas muestras de lociones por ahí, ya sea porque se la quieren llevar o quieren robar, no sé, la verdad cuáles son esas intenciones, pero no.
It could be it could have been a simple situation of they're trying to distract her. So you might have a situation, there might not have been anything in the fragrances, but like people will run up on you and overwhelm you because it's 1, 2, 3 people overwhelm you, so that they can distract you, so that they can pickpocket you or something, or take something that you have. So never let people bum rush you. Like when people bum rush you, be rude. Like back up. That's how you gotta talk to people when they're trying to bum rush you.
Nada bueno, mucho cuidado en la calle.
So this is why I always say trust nobody when you travel, because the thing is, there's a lot of people, especially street vendors, who are really desperate for money and will do anything possible in order to get the money. In this girl's case, nobody knows what the intentions were. Nobody knows if it was to get money off of her, or even worse, to kidnap the poor girl. Because of course, this type of stuff happens a lot all around the world, where basically poor young women get preyed on.
Here's another piece of good advice. If you go somewhere and you see business is not good, leave. You understand? Just like when I was saying, when we went into that club, and me and her were the only people there because nobody had arrived yet at the club, and they don't know if people are going to show up, leave. Then my friends tried to go to on a Monday night at that. Here's another thing that I learned working at the strip club. Never go to a strip club or any type of club on a slow night. Why? Those are the nights where if you were gonna get robbed by a dancer, those are the nights that she's gonna rob you. Why? There's not enough money coming to the club. It's desperate. You might have been one of only a few customers she got an opportunity to talk to. And I have seen girls not be able, because dancers have to pay to work, right? They have to pay before it's money for they make money. So they at least want to make their money back, right? So those would be the nights where we would go in the bathroom and we see these girls have like thrown a wallet away, right? Because they don't want to get stopped or caught with it, and it's behind the trash can. They don't took the money out. They might have took the cars out. It's just wallets back there. Y'all understand? So if you go to any type of club, any type of strip club, anywhere where people are like, they're expecting you to spend money and it's slow, leave. Absolutely. And that is why DR will always be a better destination in Colombia. I will say this, Romeo. It has been I didn't realize how mentally taxing it was being somewhere where there's that threat of scopolamine. And you don't realize it until you go somewhere where it's not. Now, you still have to do your due diligence in Dominican Republic, and anybody can get, laced anywhere, but like it's a whole nother level in Colombia. Imagine being on vacay and you got to be extra attentive to every drink. That's how it is in Colombia. Not even just being on vacay. I'm like that. Just going to the cafe in Colombia. You drink, you have, or food you order. Like that. Yeah, I mean that's the reality. Romeo, people don't want to talk about it, but that is the reality because the scope situation has gotten that bad. And like even the locals are worried about it. So yeah, you have to be very cautious about getting scoped in Colombia. And like even then, in some cases, it's just not enough. Here's the thing. There are people who have lived in Colombia for years and they've never gotten scoped. I've never gotten scoped. But like part of the reason is because I'm very diligent, and another part is just pure luck. I just haven't come across the right person yet.
And then they get put in a van somewhere and they get trafficked. So lucky for this girl, she realized what was going on. She got dizzy and left the scene immediately, because if she would have stayed there, it would have gotten even worse. Now, another interesting thing is it seems like this could potentially be scopolamine or something related to it. So now they're starting to put this in the cologne and perfume and lotion. So guys, just be very careful with stuff in the streets. I'm not saying to be a asshole to street vendors. Of course, there's a lot of great street vendors out there that are working the hardest to make a living for their family. However, that being said, please be very careful. For my women out there, if you're a solo traveler, please do not trust any strangers.
Here's the thing, be an asshole if you need to be an asshole. If somebody won't accept no, when you say no the first time, be an asshole. Absolutely. Don't be afraid. Be a bitch. That's when if you're on the beach, this is why you have to do that in places like this, y'all. Okay, thank God I stay inside with my kids and husband. I know that's right, girl. Shout out to my girl Rasha, baby. She came out, baby. She doing a damn thing. Okay, she doing a damn thing. But and that is a fair point. Like actually finding a partner and not being in the streets helps a lot in Colombia. Like to me, Colombia is probably like, especially like Medellin, it's probably one of the most dangerous places to be single. I'm just being honest. And that's why when y'all were like, well, why don't you do a lot of all that dating in Colombia? And it's like, bro, it's not safe. And I'm not so arrogant as to believe that only men are going to get scoped. No, absolutely not. So it's very dangerous. One moment. One moment, give me 1 second. Let me fix my camera. I think I fixed the issue with it overheating. I didn't have my air conditioner on, and y'all know it's hot here in DR. Okay, anyway. Let's continue.
What are the common scams here in Medellin, Colombia? So number one, the most common scam universally is the taxi scam. So guys, taxis will overcharge tourists here, especially the yellow taxis when you are coming here in Medellin, okay? And generally, they can be a little bit safe, but it's always better to use applications. Now, taxis in general here are very cheap and affordable, okay? So you always want to use applications. There's two applications that you can use. Number one is Didi, and number two is Uber, which is most commonly used here in Medellin, Colombia. So guys, always take taxis wherever.
And another reason why it's better to use an application is because there's that accountability piece. Like if a person really wanted to try to do something bad to you, they have to think about would they want to actually forego their opportunity to continue to make money on that application. Is what they're going to try to set you up or do to, is it worth that? Because Uber is quick to deactivate or delete an account. Trust and believe that, okay? People, a lot of Uber drivers talk about how they get enough complaints or people just will lie on them and they wake up and their accounts are deactivated. So they do not want to get deactivated. So it's better to do with Uber. Do Uber. They will drive around and run up the meter if they think you don't know. They sure will. They sure will.
If you go, no matter how far or short the distance is, to keep safe. Number two, petty crimes such as pickpocketing, phone snatching.
And this what tripped me out. Then these yellow taxis, these taxis get so mad when they do shit like this, and then people don't want to fuck with them no more. When people be like, no, I'm just going to take Uber instead. Then they be mad at Uber. Well, if you weren't constantly scamming and doing wrong, people, if you were more trustworthy than Uber, people wouldn't take the Uber. The problem is y'all do too much and then expect people to still do business with you. And that's not how this goes. That's why options are great. Competition is great.
These are common here in Medellin, okay? Not so much in touristic areas, but they...
Okay. Let's watch a couple more, then we're going to get to some things going on in other parts of the world.
Colombia is the most money-hungry country I've ever experienced. So let me tell y'all what happened today. So me and my girlfriend decided to go to an island, right? Mind you, on the flyer, crystal blue water. They say it come with the drinks, the food, all that. So here we are getting on the speedboat. Speedboat wasn't no issue. It was straight. Honestly, one of the best speedboats I've ever been on. But the second we got to the island, y'all, we just knew it was about to be some shit. So we order a mojito, right? They tell us, oh, you got to pay extra for the alcohol. I said, since when? Then on top of that, we ordered a water bottle. We go to ask for our change. All of a sudden, don't nobody got no change. But y'all, we just made the best out of it. I ain't even tripped. Maybe they needed the money more than I did. Just know this country has moved to the bottom of my list. Colombia is the most money-hungry country.
Not they don't got no change. Now, how are people coming and spending money all day and you don't got no change? How people come and spending money here all day and you don't got change? That don't make no sense. How I'm looking at people over here spending money and you don't got no change. Okay. Baby, best believe I would have had to get my, it's the law that you supposed, in Colombia, it is the law that you were supposed to get your change back. Okay. So let's look at some other scams that are going on around the world. Okay, so we're going to move from Colombia. So this says the Dominican Republic is the worst place to visit as a white tourist. I believe it. I'm going to tell y'all why. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I need to get some water. 1 second. I'm going to play it while I get.
It's such a pain. It's like fucking, it's the worst thing when you come to the Dominican Republic. They just look to rob you, and you can be like, oh, it's part of the business or whatever. No, it's not. Tell me why you're upcharging 3 times the amount, and then you're just making up so many crazy prices on the point. Like, you normally go double over what you want. They fucking take the piss and try to go 3 over. It's not worth it. It's such a pain. It's like fucking, it's the worst thing when you come to the Dominican Republic. They just look to rob you, and you can be like, oh, it's part of the business or whatever. No, it's not. Tell me why you're upcharging 3 times the amount, and then you're just making up so many crazy prices on the point. Like, you normally go double over what you want. They fucking take the piss.
It's not just white people, but I will say being white in certain places, like white, like, okay, it's so weird in the Dominican Republic. So, for example, here in Santo Domingo, I have not seen any native white people that look even close to his skin color. For example, in Medellin, you can find some Colombians that are as white as him. Here in Santo Domingo, I am considered white. That should tell you something. In Santo Domingo, they tell me I am white. I'm a white person. That should tell you something about how Dominican it is here, okay? Afro-Latino it is here. It's a lot of black folks down here, and I mean black folks. So, yeah, you're gonna stand out as like an Anglo-Saxon or something coming down here. But even then, as soon as they see that you, like, for example, I'm gonna tell you about when I went to Boca Chica. I went to this beach called Boca Chica last week, my birthday week. Now, I already knew something wasn't right because it was a Friday and the beach wasn't packed. I've seen some Dominicans there, but mostly like tourists, you know, people from resorts, but it's still for a Friday, it should have been more popping. I'm just being honest. So we get off the Uber immediately. This is what I hate. I like to explore. Don't lead me nowhere. Don't lead me to shit. I want to see what this place has to offer, and then I want to decide based on options and prices. I don't want to go nowhere you took me to your friend and them, or people that you know that's gonna give you a percentage. Leave me the hell alone. Give me some space. And finally, I had to tell the man, like, leave me alone, bro. Like, leave me alone. Right? Then here come this other man following me. We sit at the table, y'all. We find a table and we sit at a table. He brings us the menu. I said, we'll look at it later. Now, this, if he was an honest actor, would have been his opportunity to say, cool, but if you sit at that table, it's going to be a charge of 400 pesos. He didn't say that. He just let us sit there. So we sitting there, and mind you, we should have just assumed they charging for everything. So I'll take responsibility. It was a learning lesson. What up, Archie? Somebody said, Boca Chica used to be packed some years ago. Girl, it ain't packed now. It ain't packed at all. There's plenty of space. The restaurants, you probably can go to most of them restaurants. You won't be their only customer sitting there. And guess why? That bullshit. Because guess what? Now they can't even, then trying to target and scam people and even their own people. That's what leads to even local business that they could have had and could have been making some money saying, no, we're just going to go find another beach, which the locals were like, well, we would have told you not to go there because we go to this beach and it's cheaper. You know, after the fact they told us, right? So it's like y'all could actually be making good money if you were willing to just work hard and attract customers to this beach and have it be busy and popping and have people feel comfortable. But instead, y'all over here being desperate, running scams, right? Oh no, they in here, a whole lot of trolls. Mariah, where are your mods? You need help. I don't have any mods, Archie. It calmed down. It calmed down though. I don't even think they were just kind of fighting. I don't know if they were just trolling. Boca Chica is an ashtray. Damn. Yeah. I mean, so anyway, I ended up ordering a mojito. Can you bring me the bill? The mojito was 400 pesos. After I got the bill, now you bring me the bill, the mojito, 400 pesos. Then the table is another 400 pesos. I didn't know we had to pay for the table. I bought a drink, and then I look at the menu that he gave us, and on the very, very bottom, it says if you don't buy X amount of services or X amount of things on the menu, then they will charge you for the table, right? But here's the thing. Before I even saw the menu, we had already been sat down for 30 minutes, and he never said nothing. Okay, so after I seen that, I was like, let's move. Now, we go to this restaurant that was on the other side where we first came in, and we ordered some food with the prices that were on the menu, right? And a dude comes and offers my friend some hookah. She said, how much? The hookah was like $18. Now, he kept coming and asked her, does she want a refill? And she would say, no, it's good. I'm good. But he would fill it anyway. He would, change it anyway. I already knew she was getting scammed. So I told her, I said, I think you should ask him if that costs any money, girl, because I think he's finna try to charge you for all the refills. So she says, oh no, girl, refills come with the hookah. And I said, you know what? I was trying to tell her. I love her. I was trying to tell her, but so you gotta let people, again, she does her thing in the States. You know what I'm saying? Like she work hard. She does not that she can't afford to travel. It's just she be in the States. Why she got that bag though? She got that bag, but she had never traveled in Latin America before. So somebody like that, I sound like I'm being overly anxious about some shit that should just be understood, right? No. So what happens? It comes time to pay. Oh, and he told us if she pays with her card, he's gonna charge 200 pesos. That's what he said. She heard him say it, I heard him say it. And he said it a couple times. He come with the bill, and the bill is triple the cost plus an extra 500 pesos to run her credit card when he told us it was the extra $200. So we like, why you charge her triple? I'm charging for the refill. I said, girl. And she was like, I didn't even ask for them. You just changed them. And I didn't even smoke the last one. So some Dominicans saw what happened, and they came and was like arguing with them, and they was able to get him to agree to take like a meal off. But still, it was just, again, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then the guys that came and helped us, they ate the same dishes we ate, and they paid about half the cost that we paid. And I was like, why? They said, because we saw them prices in the menu, and we told them we're not paying it. This is what we will pay you. We're not paying that. So you got to be willing to like barter people down in the Dominican Republic and tell them, no, I ain't doing it. Gringo price on food and chairs, and the people who lived in the little apartments tried to shake us down for parking. What the? And y'all gotta understand, in Boca Chica, that whole little area is not doing well economically because it's just surviving on tourism. So the locals are desperate, and they're working together. It ain't no competition. They working together. Easy money. Razor interview. Just be careful. The ninjas and wolves would be watching. I already told you. I already said I was gonna do Razor, but I guess how would we set that? Does he want to interview me, Archie? Has he asked to interview me? Because, and I'm saying that because you're not the first person. Somebody else told me they want me to go over there to Razor's channel. So I'm like, is that something he's discussing over there? Because I don't even know if he want to interview me. OMG, greed and desperation for no reason. Exactly. Boca Chica Beach is too dirty to be lit. Well, the day I went there, it was actually very clean and pretty. It wasn't dirty. It's just, that turns people off. That really does. Like, I wouldn't. Whereas we were planning on returning to that beach and spending because I still had like 3 days left on the trip. We were planning to return on that beach, and they could have got more money if they would have just been honest the first time. They would have got more money from us being repeat customers to that beach, buying drinks and food, than like, oh, then another thing they did, they told us that the jet ski was going to be $160 for an hour. And they said, because the fuel is high, mind you, I hear you. I'm like literally right as they're telling me this, I'm hearing them offering the Dominican jet skis for $100. And then the Dominican was like, hell no, I ain't paying that. But it's like those type of people who get desperate, they don't understand the value of returning customers. Once people realize you scam them, they're not fucking coming back. And a lot of them think of it as like this. These people are not going to ever come back anyway because they're on vacation. But you don't know that. You probably never see the same people again because you run scams. It was the same thing with a lot of the Cuban girls when I worked in a strip club. They didn't think about the fact that a lot of these men, like how I used to make money in the club, I used to always do my customers that came there, because I didn't really have customers that I took outside the club, but I would have people who every time they came to that particular club, they asked him, "Is Sincere working tonight?" That was my name. "Is Sincere working tonight?" Okay. That's who I want over here at my table. Because why? It's going to be cool. We know it's not going to be no bullshit at the end of the night. She not going to run no extra fees up on me. Do you understand? So I made a lot of my money just off of the strength of people when they were in town. Even they might have been vacationers, but they're coming back frequently. They knew, okay, if we go to this club, this is who we're gonna have a good time. She's gonna be entertaining. She's gonna tell us up front what she not willing to do. Cool, that's cool. We just want to be around good energy. And they never got scammed. I was never the type to be like, oh yeah, I'm finna sleep with you if you spend this money, and then I'm sneaking out the back of the club like a lot of the girls had to do. Or I'm like, because I'm not doing it. I let them know straight up how I get down like that. Now you want to vibe, you want to have a good time, cool. That's about it. Good conversation. Somebody look cute over here. But it would be so many girls going up in wallets, finding the drunkest dude, and then trying to like scam them. It was so much that was going on, and they couldn't understand why the business customers, repeat customers, were steady declining. Who the fuck want to come back? In general, people don't understand the opportunity cost. They don't, girl. You right. People don't understand basic economics and opportunity cost. They're just trying to get what's right in front of them. And they don't understand that when you don't scam, you attract better quality of customers. That's another thing. When people find you to be trustworthy, you are going to attract better clientele. Scammers are always short-sighted. They survive day to day. That's it. And people post it online about their bad experience. They rather be short-sighted. Exactly. They do. And then now people, again, those high-paying clientele, for example, we had several clubs around us, and yeah, there would be ball players coming in, but it's like, here's the thing. Google reviews is a real thing. So it's like, somebody who don't have to deal with that, who has more money to go spend, they're gonna go spend a higher amount to go be at a club where that is not gonna happen to them than to come somewhere where they see the Google reviews are low, because now you got a whole bunch of girls in here from poorer. I'm not gonna say, well, Cuba is a different animal. That are scamming and desperate. And it made the girls that were legit American girls, we all had to suffer because of the shit they was doing. Or go find other places to work at. Thank you, Archie. When you have time, YouTuber collabs in DR. Trust me, I'm out here to work. Don't think like I'm just okay. We here, Archie. That's it. We here. Don't go to another country doing home country stuff. Pay for drinks per drink. Yes, and close out that tab right away. Because if you go ahead and close out your tab, if they are in the process, because this is what they want you to do. They want you to keep that tab open so they can run it up on you. Close it out. Once you close it out, that leaves less opportunity for them to be trying to do some funny shit in between the time you got there and the time it leaves for you to close it out. Y'all understand? Presidente only and keep napkins over the mouth. Yeah, y'all gotta start, honestly and truly, and women know to do this. These are things we were taught when we were young in terms of keeping napkins and stuff over the mouth. And it's like now, men, y'all have to understand a lot of the times y'all become the hunted when you go to other countries. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times y'all have more of a risk of getting scoped or something like that happening to y'all than we do. Because why? They prey on, how do I say this? They prey on your lust. And it might not even be lust. You know, if you're not a gay man and a beautiful woman comes up to you smiling and being charming, it's gonna disarm you. It is. It really don't have nothing to do with lust. Certain people just disarm you. For example, I told y'all, to me, the easiest person, like the best scammers and robbers in the world would be old people or disabled people. Why? Nobody expects it. It's disarming.
So in the Dominican Republic,
okay, so there are certain parts of the Dominican Republic where Uber is shut down. So let's see why.
a bunch of drivers got their Uber accounts shut down. Why? Number one, they would kidnap passengers, literally, and if they didn't pay them cash or off the books, they wouldn't take them to the destination. That's number one. Number two.
Never mind. I just saw he had this song playing. Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all go on TikTok making these videos talking over music? Quit doing that.
Okay, you guys, we are in Rio, Brazil, and unfortunately, I'm not enjoying myself as much as I thought I would because of the amount of scamming that happens in this country. Let me explain to you guys what's going on. So me and my friend, we're here trying to purchase something on the beach, which costs us about 180 Rios, which is about $40 USD. And when it was time to charge us, the guy, he would not allow us to see the screen when we were tapping to pay, right? Thought that was really odd. And then every time I was trying to see, he would like push me away. And his friend would be like, oh, don't worry, you're safe. We're not trying to scam you, blah, blah, blah. Which I think is weird because I never even said that.
Like you would tell me.
Okay, fine. My cards do not work for no other reason. I'm telling him, it's your card reader, it's you, it's not me, because my stuff never declined. So he tries to make my friend pay for the stuff. And I'm like, why are you trying to make her pay when I already told you it's your reader? How come he taps my friend's phone, y'all, and look what he tapped her for. $3,712 US. When I just told y'all our bill is supposed to be $40 US. And when I tell you this has been a routine my entire stay, I'm on day like 5 here, and every single day has been some
wonder
scam
why
stuff.
I have not been to Brazil yet. First of all, I see too many stories of these phones getting snatched up on the beach. Like if I ever went to Brazil, I would not take my phone with me to the beach. Or I would take like this is another hack. I would take like a little cheapy phone that just works, that I don't have any type of banking information. And then I'd have to bring cash because I'm not bringing my card nowhere. So that's another thing y'all need to know. When y'all go to a lot of these countries, these other countries where, you know, our economy is better, you need to be using cash. You need to go find an ATM. You can research or ask some of the expats, go into expat communities, even if you're just going on vacation. Go into expat communities. Ask them where's the best ATM or which bank has the best fees to withdraw. Go get all your money, or it's better, hey, maybe take a couple of trips. My camera's about to die. Go get all your money, and that's what you got. So you don't gotta worry about nobody doing no shit like that. Even when I'm just not on vacation, I keep cash on me. I go withdraw what I want to spend that month, and that's what I walk around with. And what that does for me is it helps me to keep track of my spending. So I know, okay, I see my money, or I can keep, you know. And second, can't nobody do nothing funny with my card because you never gonna even have the opportunity. I even had a situation in Colombia at the Exito where they charged my card. It went through. And then they tried to make me pay for the groceries again. And I'm showing them on my, they're like, it didn't go through. I'm literally showing y'all on my bank account that it went through. I'm in my bank account showing it. They're like, no, you got to pay for these. Fine, I'm going to just leave it here and file a dispute with my bank. Cool. And then from there on, I never use my card to go grocery shopping again. Got her something to her. When she walked out, her man was there. Oh, hold on, wait. Girl, what happened? Hold on, I didn't get the whole story. And don't feel sorry for these people coming into restaurants and stores begging with their baby. Nope. A girl did that to me last night in Medellin. Came in with her cute baby saying she was hungry. Got her something to her. When she walked out, her man was there smiling like a damn loser after what she just did. What the? How you even? I wonder if that was even a baby daddy. But it's like, how you even lay up with a nigga like that? That's what everybody keeps saying. Buster Hackney, get a Charles Schwab account. Thank you, Archie. I appreciate you. Razor has agreed to interview on his channel. Okay, so is he gonna email? What he want me to do? He want to email me? Am I supposed to email him? I guess. I believe you on Razor would make 100 each minimum for the interview. Just be careful. The wolves be watching. I mean, I'm going on his channel. I used to watch Razor Ray, and I didn't stop for any particular reason. It's just sometimes you just subscribe to too many people. But I think I'm actually subscribed to him, and I used to think he was funny. I mean, he was a funny person to me. So that's why I say I don't mind interviewing with him because he never really, I thought he was funny. If I saw the man, I wouldn't have bought her anything. Yeah, like, girl. Exactly.
And it's like, how do I leave America to come and like decompress and relax? But I'm in Brazil and my mind hasn't been able to relax. I'm constantly.
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. It is far more relaxing to actually go live in these countries than to go vacation. Why? When you're vacationing, you are looking to relax. So guess what? I would go spend my money. If I was just going somewhere just purely for vacation and not to see what it's like to like live there, I would actually not go to a country where the economy isn't as good as the United States. I'd rather go vacation. Oh, I don't want to say that because y'all gonna get so mad. Because here's the thing. Now, actually, no, that's not true what I'm finna say. Because the problem with a lot of the developed, the Western countries is that they've allowed so much rampant, whether it be illegal immigration or mass legal migration, that another problem is coming about in their tourist areas where it used to be safe. I'm gonna show y'all some shit. So it's like, it ain't really nowhere that you can go where it's safe at this point because certain problems have been imported. I'm just being honest. But but you will have a better chance of having a better experience if you're just go spend more money. Like this type of stuff is far less likely. My camera's finna die. This type of stuff is far less likely to happen if you go vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Because first of all, let me tell you something. Them people in St. Thomas, they have the U.S. dollar already. And they are some hustlers. Like, they be having money on that island, right? They might not. You in U.S. Virgin Islands, you'll see a man that's walking around with some flip-flops and a t-shirt, and he got bread. He got bread and he got hoes. And he got a boat. Okay? And a nice car. He drive a nice car too. Okay? He just walk around looking like a beach bum. That's how it is in U.S. Virgin Islands. And people in U.S. Virgin Islands, they gonna ask you one time if you want to buy something. If they feel like they gotta ask you twice, they feel like they begging. They prideful people over there. Y'all start going to St. Thomas and St. Croix and St. John. I'm not saying people are never gonna try you there, but there's not that air of desperation, and you are far less. Like, every time I've gone, I've relaxed, I've chilled, I've never gotten scammed there. The price was the price, and it was told to me up front. And the locals wasn't collabing together to try to set me up. Matter of fact, if you a woman and you look any kind of decent, you can go to the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the men gonna make sure you have a good time for free. They gonna invite you on the boat, or they gonna be paying for your drinks. Or it ain't even just the men. I've had locals that live there. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, let's buy you a drink. I've had a local, the lady that because I go to the Virgin Islands, you know. At one point, I was there like 3 times in 1 year, but I always go back. So I noticed, and I go to the same people. I go to the same souvenir shop to get somebody. So the lady at the souvenir shop, it was my birthday one time I came, and she didn't tell me nothing. I went on the beach, you know, because every time she has chairs too, so I always get my chairs from her when I go. While I was sitting in my chair, she came, she bought me a bottle of Hennessy, that white Hennessy, which I couldn't find. And she made her husband go get me a birthday cake. And she brought me 4 shot glasses. And it was no strings attached. She just got it for me for being always coming back to her shop and buying stuff and being cool. That's it. That's it. So I would say spend the money to go somewhere where you can get a more premium experience if it's the vacation. If it's just to vacation.
My shoulder, I'm constantly having to calculate their every move because these people are so scam. And I'm not saying it's the entire Brazil. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying on a day-to-day basis, this is what I'm experiencing here, and it's not relaxing. I just don't see the hype about Brazil. No shade.
That's
okay,
why
you
I
guys.
haven't went yet, y'all. And here's the thing. Everybody who has went and told me it looks like they have a good time. I'm seeing them looking like they're having a good time on Instagram and stuff. They have all told me they got scammed. Like when we was talking behind the scenes, how it was Scam Central. People tried to take their phones. It's always that kind of thing going on when they're trying to vacation in Brazil, and it is too stressful. I would never, when people be like, when you come to Colombia, where would you go? I would never go vacation in Medellin. Medellin is safest if you're coming to like live and slowly integrate into all that. I would never freaking go there if I just wanted to go vacation and go out and party for a week. It's too stressful. The ABC Islands also, only some taxi drivers will scam you, but other than that, you're good. Yeah, it's certain Curaçao, Cayman, Grand Cayman. There are places where you can go. British Virgin Islands, okay, Tortola, all of that. There are places where y'all can go where, yeah, you gonna break bread. It's not gonna be as cheap as Colombia or Brazil. But here's the thing: if you only going on vacation one time a year anyway, you should already be saving your money for your one time a year vacation. You trying to do it big. Unfortunately, the places that you can leverage the American dollar in your favor is the places that scam the most. That's right, Romeo. And that's why you should only be in those places if you're doing research on there and you're leveraging it because you want to stretch that income for living there. That's what I think. Arab Egyptians are professional collaborators. Oh, I already know. You know how I know my stepdad was Egyptian? They have children following in the marketplace, telling the shopkeepers ahead what the quoted price given was. Wow. That's like some Game of Thrones kind of stuff. Let's see what he had to say.
Do not go to Copacabana Beach. And let me tell you why. Some people in Brazil
Copacabana in Brazil, okay.
prey on Americans. But don't get me wrong. Everybody I've talked to from Brazil is so nice. But they will try to scam you and take all your money. Let's start with bro right here. He came to eat and talk with me. I thought I had a friend. 30 minutes later, he started showing me pictures of his daughter, then asked for me to pay his rent. He said his rent was $150 USD, but was eating a $20 meal with me. It didn't make sense. I am the best friend of tourists. I love you, tourists. Argentina. You love all tourists. Then, a couple of days later, I tried getting a haircut.
Y'all, every time a grown man whenever I see a grown man asking another grown man for some money, like you asking for it, it disgusts me. Me as a woman, I don't even do that. Like, let me tell you how I am. And this is really a messed up trait of mine because you should, and it's not anything that the men do. This is just how I am. It had nothing to do with the type of man I date. Nothing. Because they be like, why don't you ask when you need help? Why do you wait until you, like, you know what I'm saying? Because me, I will try to figure out, before I go ask a man for some help, I will go try to figure out every which other way that I can make certain things happen on my own. And then they be mad, like, you could have just kept, nope. I ain't even trying to get in that habit. Me as a woman feel less than going and asking a man for some money. I don't understand how grown ass men fix their mouth and open their mouth to go ask other males for money, especially able-bodied men. I do not understand this mentality. It needs to be studied, honestly and true.
They tried to tell me $250 at first. It's crazy. I'm not paying $250. I got them down to $100. During the haircut, the barber told me it would be a fee to use a car reader. Very understandable. But once I got done with the haircut, bro tried to tell me it was 600 reals to use the car reader for the fee. He added 500 reals. And I was like, what? I was like, no, bro, I'm not paying that. I'm paying 100. Let me get one thing straight. This video isn't meant to make Brazil look bad or to scare people away. I love Brazil and met some amazing people. I just wanted to share my experience so others can be aware and stay safe.
And here's the thing. You will meet cool people in these places. I told you I love Brazilians. I love meeting Brazilians abroad. But it's like the Brazilians that I meet abroad, they're already at a certain financial level. Hence why they're abroad. Hence why I'm even able to like meet them abroad. Y'all understand? I met Brazilians in Colombia. I met Brazilians in Peru. I met Brazilians in Ecuador. They was always very cool, very educated. A Brazilian normally speaks Portuguese, English, and Spanish. Those ones that travel abroad, they speak them all. They speak all three languages, right? Because they're the only nation over here in the Western Hemisphere that speaks Portuguese, okay? So they got to know how to communicate with everybody else on this side of the world. But unfortunately, when you actually are in those places, it be the bad apple that can mess up a whole trip. For example, imagine you budgeted out. Let's say you budgeted out that girl who they tried to scam for $3,000. Let's say she budgeted out $3,000 for her trip. And they were actually able to get that from her. Now, somebody has scammed her out of all of her trip money. Come on, you and maybe Brazil is next door. That's the next trip on the list. I'm not saying I'm never going to Brazil, Archie. I don't want to do Brazil by myself. I want to do Brazil with other seasoned travelers. I'll say that. I'm not doing it by myself. Maybe with somebody that's been there before, other seasoned travel, because that's another thing. It's hard to kind of go places with people who aren't seasoned because you can't really tell them nothing either. They think it's sweet. So Brazil is one of those countries where I would have to go with another seasoned traveler. Brazil has the most Black people in the world outside of Africa. It does. You telling facts? There's a huge Brazilian community in Boston. Best advice is to travel to learn the people and culture. Oh, love it. Ahead of partying with their women. I agree. And that's the next thing I would say. So it also depends on what type of traveler you are. Again, if you're traveling to go to the club, get drunk, go on the beach and get drunk, it's certain countries that you don't need to go to if that's your primary purpose. If you are a person who can sit down, observe, you like to talk to locals, you might pick up on certain things with the language. You're a person that likes to go to the museum. You like to see what's going on before you just jump head into the fun. You're not too thirsty. Those are people who can pretty much go anywhere. And even then, you're not really safe, but you're not going to have too much harm happening. And then Brazilian man gonna love you. Oh no, no. Spot on. Who knows, y'all? I might. Let me not say that. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to speak too soon. Okay. Let's see what else happened. Oh, this happened in Lima.
Here's a very important travel advice.
Now, when I went to Lima, I did have one dude try to scam me on a tour. But in the whole 3 months I was there, I didn't get scammed. And Lima has a very strong population of people, like a very strong tourism industry. People will try to scam you on the beach. I wouldn't say it's scamming so much as people are, peddling different prices. And they're kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Some people are offering a little bit of a higher price. Some people are offering a lower price for certain services. But with that, you can really just shop around and see who offering what at what price.
For when you're in Lima. So this is the second time in 2 days that it happened to us in Lima. We went to a restaurant. We wanted to give 10% tip. And then when they tried to charge our card, I noticed that the number is too high. And I'm like, is that 10% tip? And they're like, oh, I thought you said 15. Honey, 10, 15, two very different numbers. So since it hasn't happened once but twice now, I urge you guys to always double check your bill and check how much they're really charging for the propina, for the tip, because they're acting a little like pendejos. Here's a very important travel advice for when you're in Lima.
Okay, so yeah, always check. And then y'all gotta understand, tip is not obligatory as well. In most of these countries, it's not. So check the laws on tipping before you go. What up, Stacking Buddha? I'm not gonna put your comment up here, but I see you. I just want to let you know I see you. Okay, you said Lima had bad air. No, not the air. It was it's a lot of pollution in Lima. And French fries are everything, but the food is good. It's good. Do you know any English teachers? I teach English, but I teach English to kids, to be honest.
This is the second time in
Okay. This is what I was saying about even in a lot of these more premium destinations, there's a lot of scamming. So I'm going to show y'all what's been going on in Rome. And a lot of this has to do with the fact it ain't even really just the people that are native to these countries that are conducting the scams. It is the people who they have imported, from certain countries that are conducting these scams.
This is Rome, and that's me getting...
This is, what's his name? Tyler Oliveira. Right? And he goes around to these different countries exposing this type of stuff.
Chased by scammers I just exposed in 4K. You might be wondering, why are they so pissed off?
Help! Don't believe!
And it all began
Now
a
he in
few hours
Rome. He
earlier
got
as
a whole bunch of Africans chasing after him. What?
I took a selfie in front of the Coliseum and met this nice young engineer.
Very good. Where you from?
Texas.
I love Texas.
What's your name, my friend?
My name is Ali from Senegal.
Ali.
West Africa. You know Hakuna Matata, what it means?
Oh, I thought it was
What
from
it means,
Lilo
happy.
State.
Life is good.
Love is good.
What's your name?
Tyler.
This for you, Africa, Senegal.
This for me?
This my mom got me 55 years.
Oh, it's elephants?
Yeah, you love elephant?
I do love elephant. This is gift?
Yeah, I give you.
For free?
Put it on.
For free?
You have a wife?
I know.
Yeah,
I
y'all see, he
know.
said, yeah, I give it to you. Tyler keep asking for free. For free, he putting the bracelet on.
This is for free.
Yeah, present for my anything you have.
My friend.
Yeah, anything that you have is okay. Something for my baby.
A gift from me?
Yeah, anything you have is okay. There's some money for anything.
Now he
Very
asking anything
happy.
you have, give me something for it. Because first of all, they buying this shit from China anyway. It ain't worth nothing. Now you want to ask for some money. But you said it was a gift and it was free.
Like for my...
Wait, what is this? I thought this was gift.
Look at it. Everybody love elephant from Kenya.
I love elephant too, but I thought I was getting gifts.
No, no problem. Anything that you have is okay for me.
I have nothing.
Got some coins for me.
Nothing.
Alhamdulillah.
What happened to my gift?
Oh!
I thought you were my friend.
Oh! Now he's taking the bracelet
Hey,
back.
you have a good day. Why don't I know gift?
I said finish.
Hey!
Finish.
Oh, now he
What is
mad.
this?
Now he got mad. First he was giving him a gift. Now he mad. Talk about he finished. He don't want to talk no more. Oh, okay. This is in Rome, y'all. Rome, Italy. Okay. Supposed to be one of the most beautiful, most ancient cities in the world. You got to go there and deal with bullshit like this. Why is that even allowed there?
Problem. What is your problem? Why you give gifts and no, you take back? Why you take back the gift?
Finish. I don't need finish.
Why you take back the gift?
You need something?
Yeah, I thought I was getting gifts.
What do you need?
What are you doing?
You need fight?
I wanted a gift.
You need fight for me?
A fight?
Finish, go.
A fight?
Yeah.
You from Senegal? I thought we were friends.
Said bullshit, man. Yeah, don't make a...
Say un bastardo. I thought we were friends. Scammer. Scammer.
Yeah, thank you.
Scammer. I thought that we were friends. Where's my gift, huh? That's your gift? Middle fingers are your gift? Fuck you. Fuck you, mamma mia. Fuck you. Fuck you, my friend. Thank you for the gift. He said, I fuck your mom every day, every time. Why you give me bracelet? Oh, you want me to follow you? So you can bring your friends and beat me. Is that the plan?
This is Rome, and that's me getting chased by scammers.
Y'all, he always look.
Yeah, stop here.
They trying to tell him he can't record in this one. They trying to tell him he can't record. Let's see.
Call police. Let's stop. You call police, no problem. If you are good, you call police, no problem. You cannot tell us what to do, brother. You know. But I can tell. Don't take myself. He didn't. He was just walking by, and you was calling. You were calling him. Okay, I talking for him.
Selfie.
Look,
I was filming myself.
Yeah, because you called him. But why are you doing? It's not because we can. We can here, brother. We can. We can. You cannot tell us what to do. You cannot tell us what not to do. Go. No, I'm not going. You go. Just relax, okay? You make an issue. We don't make issues. Don't talk for you. Yeah, we stop here.
And what people like this don't understand that is in a free society, we take pictures in court, whatever the hell we want to. They come into countries like this, and then they think that they can reduce the local people or the tourists that come there freedom, and that they expect other people to live how under their rules, their unlawful or unruly rules in their countries, and it don't work like that. We have freedom of speech in these countries. You understand? Like, how you gonna tell somebody they can't record? I can understand if that was in your home country, and that's just how things are done. Mariah, don't forget about Scope 2 in Brazil. Oh, I didn't know they had Scope in Brazil. I had no clue. Was just in Kenya, and while they don't actually scam, they will overcharge Mazungas. I don't know what that is. Black Americans and Kenyans from other cities. Learn some Swahili and go pole to pole with Watu and keep Pwa. I don't know what that is. Hey, traveling spectator. This reminds me of when I visited Thailand and those Africans there are making that place horrible. And here's the thing, bro. This is what pissed me off. people will say it be certain stuff where people will say, if you say stuff like that, traveling spectator, they gonna say you being racist. You don't like them just because they skin color. And it's like, bruh, if y'all was coming to these places, even people are mad at the South Africans because the South Africans want Nigerians gone. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Nigerians. They make a mean jollof rice. They do got the best jollof rice. I don't care what them Ghanaians say. But like, let's be so for real. Scamming is a part of the culture. It's a scam culture. Like, it just is what it is. Don't give them an opportunity to scam. 90% of them finna scam. Now people calling the South Africans racist because South Africans say we trying to deport all the Nigerians. So they supposed to just let people be in that country running scams? Then people say, oh, you being racist, you being anti-black. If they wouldn't be scamming, wouldn't nobody say nothing. Same thing with them Somalians in Minnesota. They scam. That's just a part of their culture. They scam. They done scam the U.S. government out of billions of dollars. Okay, it's been a part of the culture since they was doing all that pirate stuff back in the day, still robbing and stealing stuff off of ships. We will see you in Asia too. I will be in Asia. We love Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Y'all definitely will see me in Asia. Now, some countries outlaw recording people without permission, and folks have got handled. Well, yeah, I do know in some countries that is outlawed. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I ain't see if I say something, y'all gonna say I'm wrong. Y'all gonna say I'm wrong. I'm being mean. Nigerians, the smartest blacks, trust. They don't have to smart. They are literally the most educated. What that means? So because somebody educated, they not scamming. Because somebody educated, matter of fact, the more educated you are, the better the scammer. I'm gonna tell you something. The more educated you are, the better the scammer. Do y'all know I ain't gonna say that because people gonna get mad. People gonna get mad. But let me tell y'all, it's all forms of scams. And I've seen some of these so-called educated folks, they know how to run scams. Y'all know how they way of scamming is through grants. Nonprofit organizations. They run all kind of scams. They run all kind of scams. So all that educated and smart, yeah, that means you smart enough to scam and get away with it. They might be smart enough not to scam, but a lot of them is choosing to scam.
Police. You call police, no problem. You are good. You call police, no problem. You cannot tell us what to do, brother, you know? But I can tell, don't take myself here.
And again, that's not everyone. Obviously, it's not all, but it's a lot.
That's a scam they do here in Cartagena. It's legal because they charge a service fee. Now, the fee is voluntary. You don't have to pay it, but they will not tell you that it's voluntary. So, Ringo, you're just gonna pay it because you think you have to pay it, but you can tell them to remove it. That's why every time we ask them to remove it, they laugh. But this guy in particular, he was like, hey, as long as you consume something, you sit here, yada, yada, yada. We each got a drink, 3 drinks total. Now, he was mad that we didn't spend a lot of money. That's not our fault. A lot of money. Yeah, we spent a lot of money because he presented us with 2 menus. He said, all right, look, I have a Colombian menu and a gringo menu. So that's what they do out here. Sometimes with some places, not saying all of Cartagena, but that stuff does happen. We asked the Colombians next to us. They said, no, we never have to pay that. We don't pay that. Y'all don't have to pay that. It's voluntary. But like I said, he was mad that we didn't spend as much as he would like us to. Then another common thing that they do here in Cartagena, that's a scam they do here in Cartagena. It's legal because
so yeah, in Colombia, you do not have to tip. Now, with that said, Archie says you in scamming Mecca right now. The DR don't play with it. We love you, DR. LOL. Let me tell you, some of these Dominicans that used to live in the United States, but you know, they back over here for whatever reason. Because you know, Trump basically, oh, somebody, thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't know if you can see. I need to start paying attention to my Cash App when I'm on live. I don't know. Okay, so some of these Dominicans have told me about all the scams they was running in the United States when they was over there. You know, Trump came through, all that shit got shut down, right? And you know what they was basically telling me is like, y'all country allow it. Because the way we can scam over there, you could never do it over here in the DR. Some of the stuff that go on over there in the United States, like, y'all have to understand, when you allow certain things, you know, because you have a high trust society, and then you let people into your country that don't come from high trust societies, they don't really see your kindness as like, oh my God, we shouldn't take advantage of them. They see it as, you're stupid, and why would we not take advantage of this? Like, why would I not get this money? So a lot of these foreigners that come into the United States, they know how to scam. And that's why a lot of Americans be looking like, how these people coming in here? I've been living in the United States all of my life, and these people can get X, Y, Z. And y'all are thinking it's just hard work alone. And some of it is people like getting together and being smart with their money, living all in one house. But then there's that other part of it where a lot of fraud is going on, y'all. It's a lot of fraud going on. And just because one of the members in the community might not directly be committing the fraud, don't mean they're not benefiting. Don't mean they don't have a family member that didn't fund their education off of fraud. So these foreigners, they know the system way better than Americans, because they're coming here to get a bag. Americans, we see the system as the straight and narrow. Like, okay, go to college, get a job, make my money this way. And we don't even be looking. They're looking into these government programs. It might be a situation like what happened in Minnesota. They're like, oh, we're going to put our girl Ilhan Omar in Congress. We got her in our back pocket. We got the governor in our back pocket. We got an idea for a scam. All we gotta do is put it on paper, and they pass it, and boom, out of there. Money. What you mean? That's literally all it is. We Americans be like, we're not even thinking that far. We're not even considering that kind of stuff. That's why selective immigration is important. It is for everybody. I'm not just saying in the United States. All countries should be selective about who they let into their country, or else you finna be importing people that is coming for nefarious reasons. They know about them grant subsidies, right? They know about scams that on the outside don't look like it's a scam. They know how to make it look legit. So I'm just saying.
Charge a service fee. Now, the fee is voluntary. You don't have to pay it, but they will not tell you that it's voluntary. So, Ringo, you're just gonna pay it because you think you have to pay it. But you can tell them to remove it.
Now let's hop over to Austin Holloman's channel, and we're going to listen to this story about a man who got scammed, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. But I just wanted to give my opinion on the whole situation. Let me see if I can turn my camera back on. I just want to give my 2 cents. Okay, one moment. I hate doing my lives from my laptop because y'all see it has a shadow over my face. Okay, that's much better. A clearer view. Okay. Now we're gonna go to Austin Holloman's channel, and he's gonna talk about a scam that he experienced, as well as there's a man over here who's gonna talk about he experienced and like one of the safest places or the best places for foreigners. Maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. Oh, thank you so much, Stacking Buddha. Mariah, you cute or whatever, but I swear the best thing about you is your intelligence and awareness. Rare in modern women. Oh, well, thank you. Like, you know what? I just try to, I'm a Gemini. And that's it. And I know some of y'all might think that's stupid because y'all don't believe in all that. But it's true. If there was ever a classic Gemini, that's me. I will dissect the thing from every angle. And I'm always challenging my beliefs or I play devil's advocate with myself. Because then before I open my mouth, I know for a fact, whatever the hell I had to say made sense because I checked my own bias. Who's saying drop the link? Who is this? Buck Travel. Why you want to drop the link? That's crazy. You said I'm a Gemini too. Okay, so you already know. You already know what it is. Okay, haha. Shout out to the Somalians, but we got to give you the boot. I'm pro USA, America. Fact. Shout out. You know, I understand why they do it. Oh man, Austin gonna talk about our guy in OG Zoe International. Gangs buddy Zoe is the content creator we are suggesting you collab with. Why is Austin gonna talk about him? They beefing or something? I don't be seeing Austin in no YouTube beefs. Hold on, y'all. Let me clean my lens. I be seeing people talking about him, but I never really just see him go at nobody. I never had an ebook or a travel guide, Mr. I mean, do y'all want me to put out one? The only reason why I haven't put out one, I guess maybe I should, because I have followers on Instagram, but I think most of my core audience travels. And that's the only reason why I haven't done it. And I try to offer things of value. I guess it could be a value because it's from my experience. Maybe I will do one. Maybe I will do one at like a reasonable price. And just see, whoever wants it can have it. If you don't want it, well, it is easy money, right? That, you know what? That's gonna be a goal of mine this summer while my daughter is away, to get me an ebook or a travel guide.
Hustler's ambition.
So this is on Austin Holloman's channel. And the video is titled Americans Are Now a Target in Thailand. Let me see if he has the name of this guy. I don't see the other creator tag. Okay.
I went to this area, it was called Yellow Peppers or something. It's like a party district in Chiang Mai, not too far from the old town or whatever it's called, the city center. Took a taxi over there, a boat. I went over there, it was a lot of like, it was like a young white crowd mostly, or like college students, you know, it could have been some Asians mixed with white girls, white guys, a little bit of.
This is Go International that y'all been telling me about. Okay.
Everything. But mostly kind of young, and the music they was playing, it just wasn't a vibe for me. I stayed a little while, filmed a little bit. Jumped in an Uber, I think it was this night, boat, and to go home. And when they dropped me off in front of my hotel, there's those tuk-tuk or trike drivers You know, they don't have the little 3-wheel joint. He was like, hey man, I could take you to a karaoke spot, real nice. I'll wait for you too. Always be leery in Asia when the moto driver,
Anywhere. They are not your friend. They don't know you. They do not like you like that. They are not trying to help you out. You have to understand, anytime these people are offering to take you somewhere or referring you somewhere, especially if you did not ask, they are running a play on you. It's a play. Oh, I'm gonna send this person, you're gonna give me this percentage on the back end. It's all a scam, it's all a play.
Whenever they want to bring you somewhere, they're getting paid to bring you there. And it's usually somewhere that I got another regret.
Whenever they say that, get out of the car. That is the most annoying thing that they do. I was in Sri Lanka and the guy was taking me all around town and I was like hungry to the point where I started to get like a cortisol spike. And I was like, bro, I'm not wanting to look at no more damn gemstones. Take me home. I'm done. I'm hungry. But they getting paid, like he said, to drop you off and drive you all around. So that's what they do.
One or Hustler's Ambition, I'm going to tell you about that too. But this one, so I'm like, cool. I was bored. I had nothing to do. I was like, maybe I could film in there. You know, they sing the songs, that they put the songs on the screen and they sing, right? But when I went in there was like, oh, you could have a room. Now, the room was pretty big. And it was like, you could pick like 2 girls that could entertain you. They'll sing for you. This is not no kinky stuff. They just sing karaoke for you. So, and they was like, this, you could buy this, and that's it.
If he did it, people was going to say that it was his fault because he shouldn't have been trying to get no coochie. So that's why he had to make it clear. And that's why I keep telling y'all, getting cool, like, yes, doing pay for play or participating in underworld stuff, yes, that does significantly increase your chances for getting scammed. It does not, but not participating in that does not eliminate your chances of getting scammed. Y'all understand? There's plenty of people that's out here getting scammed, scoped, all of that, and they was just trying to have a good time. Not necessarily do illicit substances or not even necessarily doing no pay for play. Just regular shit like you should be able to go do. But can't because there's too much foolishness going on.
Then you pay for the girl, like, you know, the girls to sing. So, and there's gave me one, I picked 2 girls and they gave me a 3rd girl. So they started bringing the mixes for this. It was like a cognac or something or whatever. They brought in Coca-Cola, some type of cola and water. And then they're singing and I'm filming them, you know, I'm filming them with my phone and I'm like, okay, this is some cool content, you know, I can show people. So, but I noticed that, and they have a cart right near the door of the room. And I noticed the guy keep coming and opening more waters and opening more sodas. And I'm like, she's like, a girl trying to tell you, drink up. And I'm like, relax. You know what I'm saying? I'll sip my joint, relax. And I'm looking, so they singing, and one girl's quiet, but she looks like worried or something. I'm like, well, okay. So I see the dude in the door keep bringing.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so
Red
hold
is
on.
not a choice. It's a command.
Let me respond to this comment, Archie. He sound like a cool dude. You need context. Zoe just started a new show on his channel called Storytime, where he tells his audience the scamming stuff on his travels. Zoe is the most experienced traveler in our hood. I'm glad you said that, Archie, because there's so many people that is weekend warriors that be sitting up talking about something. I grew up in the hood. Can't nobody get me. I'm street smart. And you have experienced travelers out here. Again, this is not a matter of if this type of shit is going to happen to you. It's when, because you can never be on point 100% of the time. So it's a when it's going to happen to you and to what degree it's going to happen to you. Y'all see Austin been traveling for years, a very seasoned traveler. And guess what? He got into an Airbnb, believes the Airbnb coordinated with the thief, and they took all his shit. And mind you, he didn't bring any prostitutes. He in a whole relationship, traveling with the girl right now. So some things is just unavoidable. What I will say, one thing I will say to internationals though, because what it sound like is he was noticing some shit and he probably got a bad feeling while a lot of this was going on. And what it was he sat with that too long. Once you feel like some shit is weird, you don't need no more proof. Go with your intuition and your gut. Once it feel a little bit, once you start, it's time to move around. It's time to move around. You don't gotta know the facts. You don't gotta know exactly what was going on. None of that. It's time to get up and go. Don't feel like you're being mean. Don't feel like you're tripping. You don't feel like you're being a party pooper. Once you gotta start telling people, you know what? Never mind. Out of here. Never mind. And you gotta always assume that they're trying to charge you. It don't matter if they're the ones consuming it or opening it. You gotta always assume they trying to do some shit on your dime. Real cool guy. Definitely collab with him for sure. Okay. But travel, when Latina women come to the USA, they stick with their own men or white men. Just look at Los Angeles or Miami. Okay. I don't know. I mean, that might be true. In Texas, the Mexican girls be with the black men. Zoe International is a good connect. His traveling ish be clean. He owns an Airbnb in Rio. He travels the most. Austin knows Zoe. Okay. Ever heard of American women drugging men? But in Brazil or Colombia, you always hear about women drug. Well, they say we the worst women on earth. They say we are the worst women on earth. Cause we not having sex when we first meet. We being difficult. If we don't have sex after a $200 date, we being difficult and masculine. That's what they saying. That's what they say. So I don't got no choice but to hey, to each his own. So here's the thing. People gotta decide what they willing to put up with. Some men think it's worth it. They rather deal with that and the risk of getting drugged than dealing with American women. And that's okay. That's their right. That's their right. Hey, what up, Jeremiah? Yeah, out here turning up and living. Thank you. Hey, we're doing what we can. We doing what we can. Hey, finding love in the Dominican. Hola, did Razor Ray DM you? Where was he supposed to DM me at? Thank you for this $10 super chat. He accepted the offer to interview you. I will be the official sponsor of the show because you were the one who said you was gonna pay us to do it. Okay, but hold on. Was he supposed to DM me on Instagram? Do it. I'm just trying to see where was he supposed to DM me. Here's what I'll do. If he didn't DM me, maybe he sent something to my website. Let me see if I got some hidden requests. I'm sure he has an email address. So this is what I'll do. Finding love in the Dominican. Do you have a channel? Is that why you're finding love in the Dominican Republic? Do you have a channel? Do you talk about finding relationships in Dominican Republic? Now I'm interested in you. Yeah, he said Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna go on there right now. I don't know what his I don't let me see if he followed me or anything like that. Let me see. Let me go to my notification. Now I don't see I'm not saying he didn't. Let me see how far back. Maybe this was a long time ago. Hold on. Or like maybe this was earlier in the show. Because I don't see his name. I don't see anywhere that he followed me within this last couple hours. And now let me go. Now I have my messages set to where I can accept. I don't think it blocks like it was. But oh, okay. Corey, hold on. Let me see. Okay. General. I'm gonna respond to Corey. About the moderating. Okay. There we go. I don't see him in my DMs on Instagram, to be honest. So I'm not saying he did it. I'm saying he didn't go through. That's what I'm saying. So it's cool. If not, I'll see if he has an email address. And if he don't have it, or if he doesn't, he can actually get in contact with me by putting in a form with his email address on my website that's in the description box. Yeah, I always said that I thought Razor Ray was funny. I used to watch him, and I didn't stop watching him for any particular reason. It's just I started watching other people.
One stroke.
I remember I watched everything that came before I went abroad. I watched the channel because he would be on there drinking that beer.
And I'm like, yo, it's like they were literally, they had opened a half dozen or more colas and waters. And it wasn't even that many of us in the room. And I definitely wasn't drinking no colas and no waters. And I'm like, why do they keep opening up all these, and that girls this girl was like the mama son to the girls. Even though she was pretty and young, she was a little older than them. And she kept trying to drink her. And I said, damn, I feel like I'm getting scammed, right?
Okay.
So after
his
about
intuition
maybe
kicked
10,
in.
15 minutes.
It kicked in, but it kicked in a little too late. You got to be quicker than that. International zone. And guess what? This is a scam that they run at a lot of these clubs in Colombia. This is a scam that they run. And then here's another thing. This is another thing that they'll try to do. They'll post that shit somewhere where you can't even see it. And then be like, it was posted. Bitch, I'm sorry. That's really made me mad. I shouldn't be on here cussing like that. But I hate it when people wrong and they know they wrong and then they play in your face.
I like, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to go. And I should have known because before I bought the bottle and sat in the room, I went to the bathroom. But the girl like followed me to the bathroom like if I was going to leave. And I'm like, so I go out of the room into the main floor. Like you come in, there's a bar, there's some tables, and then there are rooms.
One thing that dude kept doing that was scamming my friend for the hookah when we was on the beach at Boca Chica the other day, he would not take his eyes off of her, followed us all, he just would not. And like a part of you was like, well, yeah, they just want to make sure that we're not going to steal or leave and not pay the tab. But then here's the thing. Before we went on the beach, she offered to close the tab. So they knew she's trying to pay for it. They don't want her to close it because they want to run that shit up. They want to run that shit up, okay? So, damn, they got so. This is why paying for your stuff immediately after you order and insisting upon it. No, I want to close it now. That's the best thing to do. I'm done. I want to close it now. That will help alleviate some of these situations for y'all. Not in every case. What it sounds like to me with International Zone, he was finna got regardless, probably. Because they was gonna strong arm him anyway. He was in the lion's den. The nigga bought a bottle in the club in Colombia. That's a no-no. Yeah, absolutely. This nigga who bought a bottle in the club in Colombia? International Zoe did. It's old, brother. You need context. All the different stories is on his channel. Some of these stories from Zoe is a year old. It's a new genre on his channel. So a lot of this stuff is probably him talking about stuff that happened to him before he learned. Because that's why I say, with a lot of these scams, I've gotten scammed abroad before. It wasn't, luckily, because of how I live my life, it wasn't bad. You're never going to be able to scam me at a club with a section and some bottles because I don't even want to be there. Shit. Like, if I'm there, I'm with some dudes that's paying anyway. So if anybody gonna get scammed, they get scammed. It ain't gonna be me because I don't want to go there anyway. Y'all invited me out. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna come out with y'all because y'all bought the section and y'all was buying the bottles anyway, and y'all invited me. So if anybody finna get scammed in the section, it ain't finna be me. That's grimy. They trying to run y'all tab. They do, Jeremiah. That's why you gotta close it. They ran her tab up on hookah refills. They did. And I was trying to tell her, hey girl, I think you're getting scammed. And she was like, no, because if you buy a hookah in the United States, the refills are free. And I was like, hey, it don't necessarily work that way outside the country. So it was a learning experience. You know, she knew she got money. She not no broke chick. She just knew the traveling. That's it. As Black Americans, y'all please don't be a wide open and green. Y'all ain't got to flex for nobody. You know what's the problem with Black Americans? This is actually the one time, Jeremiah, and I'm glad that you brought up race. I'm going to tell you what is oftentimes the downfall of Black Americans when Black Americans travel. I'm so glad you brought this up. You think that your arch nemesis on this planet is the American white people, and everybody else of color is your friend, and you think that they have so much empathy for you because of slavery. When you don't understand, the American white man is far less likely to scam you, far more likely to be upfront with his prices. Do y'all understand? You don't go to white people restaurants in the United States and gotta worry about this type of shit. You don't. The price is the price. And it is what it is. It's on the menu. They telling you everything up front. It is what it is. Okay, take it or leave it. It might be high and shit, but take it or leave it. Y'all don't understand. For example, y'all be going to Africa thinking them people think you they long lost cousins. They don't even see people, the next country over to them as they long lost cousins or they cousins in another country. Why the hell would you think they would see you as an African American? It's another delusion that Black people have when we go overseas. You think people are going to have sympathy for you because your ancestors were slaves and your skin is Black. Y'all need to understand when you're an African American overseas, all that African stuff goes out the window. No, you're an American. You're just as American as any white man. You're just as American as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white person. You are nobody's cousin. Nobody has any sympathy for you, and they don't see you any differently. In their mind, you come from the land of opportunity, therefore you are their opportunity. And it's not all. Not all. I'm talking about the people that is out here to get you and scam you and use you for something. I'm not talking about every single person in this country. Do y'all understand? This is just like, I was talking to an American woman, And she was an African-American woman, and she's extremely racist. I don't understand why you leave the United States because you feel like it's a racist country. You come to another country where your people are doing way worse than African-Americans in the United States. Let's be very clear. So you leave the United States because it's a racist country. You move to a country where the Afro-Latinos wish they had the opportunity. Even some of the poorest Black people in the United States is living better than the Afro-Latino population here. They at the bottom down here. So you're not doing research on the culture, history, and then y'all don't know it was slavery in these countries. And they have more Black people in these countries. They have more slaves than the United States. Y'all got to understand, the United States only imported 200,000 slaves. Somewhere like Brazil, they imported 5 million slaves, y'all. And then they ran through them, like burnt through them so bad, like they were just machines, not even people. And people, you got these same people leaving the United States talking about for racism. Now, there's plenty of other reasons to leave the United States. Racism is not one. Austin Holloman tried to tell y'all that some cops killed him, pulled him over in Brazil, and they had every intention of unaliving him for being Black until they found out that he was American. Do y'all understand? So anyway, she coming over here, you leave the United States, you think it's a racist country. You leave one racist country to come to a country where, I ain't gonna speak on it too much. Just know your American dollar is saving you. If you were born here, it'd be a different story. And then all you do is talk shit about American white people the whole time and are rude, say certain things in front of American white people. And I'm like, bro, that's not cool. If they said that shit, you would have a problem. So you're bringing those racial dynamics that you believe that exist in America over here, okay? And on top of that, a Colombian woman told her straight up in her face, just, I don't like Americans. She said, no, you don't like white Americans. Us Black Americans are different. I told her, I said, girl, the lady told you she don't like Americans. She meant exactly what the hell she said. It don't matter if you're a Black American, white American, orange, pink, red American, American Indian. She says she don't like Americans. You act like she don't know. You think she don't know we had slavery over there? You finna go try to run her down on the history of Africa. They had slavery over here too. Do you think that they care? You think they finna give a sob story because your ancestors went through slavery? You think they give a damn? When they see people here, they see poverty in larger quantities here. Do you think they give a damn about our nation's past? No. Girl, you was an American. First and foremost, get that through your head. So when she stood in your face and boldly said in your face she don't like Americans, she meant to disrespect the fuck out of you. And then you went to go throw, instead of you checking her for disrespecting the fuck out of you, your first instinct, because you so trained to think in terms of race, was to go throw white Americans under the bus. Oh, it's not, well, I'm not like that. Girl, she never gave a damn. Yes, to her you are. Because when you come in her country, she sees that people who in her country, she's above. Normally people, your skin color, she would be above and would not even be able to be in the same places and spaces as her. You coming in with your US dollar and you living better than her. You think she don't feel a type of way? In her mind, you supposed to be her footstool. Y'all better get a reality check out here. I used to complain all the time about America until I went overseas and I was like, thank God, yeah. If you are a Black person, the United States of America was the best place in the world you could have been born. In modern day, if you are a Black person, the United States of America was the best place in the world that you could have been born. I understand there are reasons to leave. I understand when you can leverage that dollar to come up financially. I understand all that. But in terms of opportunities, I wouldn't have wanted to be born nowhere else in the world. I promise you that. Latinas in Brazil are treated bad, but passport bros say Brazil is heaven. Yeah, like, I mean, for them it is, because here's the thing people have to understand. Your dollar will insulate you from a lot of shit, but don't think it's because they're just more accepting of you because they have a lot of black people there. No, your dollar is what buys the accept. Even if a person is not trying to use you for your dollar, y'all have to understand this. It's certain Latinos that will interact with African Americans because they put you in a higher social class, and they put your culture in a higher social class, whereas they will look down on the black people in their own country because they associate them with a lower social class or certain type of behaviors. You understand? That person might not necessarily be looking to gain from you, but understand a lot of times the only reason why they're willing to even be friends with you is that they perceive you from coming from a higher class, more sophisticated culture. Does that make sense? Other countries outside of America have the caste system, which gives all Afro-Latinas and Black Hispanics the low-paying job. I'm pro-America. I love home. USA all day. You couldn't pay me to get rid of my US passport. I'll get a dual citizenship. But to all that, y'all will never see me on here talking shit about America because I know where my bread is buttered at the end of the day. And I tell people all the time, they be like, oh, we gonna call immigration on you when they get mad about what I say. I say, call them, baby. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? They're gonna deport me to America? Boo-hoo, I'm in tears. Boo-hoo, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, getting deported to America. My life is over. America is not some war-torn country. The worst thing you gotta deal with in America is Karens and social justice warriors. And yeah, the police do be annoying. This is why I go so hard for our Black American women. No man should bring his dollars to another woman outside of America. To me, it don't make sense. Just my opinion, dog. You know what, Jeremiah? I mean, I agree with you. Like, here's the thing. I see this kind of differently. Now, I believe people should date who they like and who they love. But at the same time, y'all got to understand, I'm coming from a perspective of, I used to work in a Latina strip club. So I used to hear what was said in the dressing room. And I can't tell you how many times, like, I remember a couple times, but I'm going to give y'all more than a few times. The Latina women always would sit in the back and talk about how broke the Black man was, how they would come take a band out just to take pictures, never spend money, how they was ugly, broke, always taking up space. But as soon as one came in with some money, what they did what they were supposed to do, and they went in and got the money. That's not the problem. The problem is how they would treat the Black dancers in behind these Latina women. Now, only reason why she over here because you throwing money. They sit in the dressing room talk. They really hate to see y'all ass coming until you start spending some money. Then, of course, she finna go make her money. But they would be so rude. Like, I remember there was this dude that came in that played for the Wizards. And I had a homegirl. And this is not me giving her sympathy compliment. This literally one of the baddest, beautiful Black women I've ever seen. Like, she was like Barbie, but not like Barbie where she could work at, like, yeah, she could pull white men because she was that type of beautiful. But y'all know what I'm talking about. She wasn't the skinny girl with a flat butt and some big breasts and the hard wig, soft life. No. She literally perfect Coke bottle shape, big booty, nice thighs, no waist, big titty, nice, pretty, like, could take that makeup on, take it off. She looked, I'm going to give you an example. Y'all know how everybody be lusting over Keisha from Belly? She was way better looking than Keisha from Belly. with that same type of flavor going on. You understand? And I literally watched, she was like the prettiest girl in our club. And I literally watched this basketball player shoo her away for some Cuban chicks that don't even like black dudes. Shoo her away. They shooed the butt. She came, sat over there being classy. They shooed her away. And there were so many times where I saw this happening. And it didn't matter how beautiful the black girl was. This is why when people like the Homies Hub try to sit and be like, oh, she racist, this and that type of shit don't really bother me. Because I've been in these environments and like the same racism a lot of these men will try to complain about from white people, they do that shit to black women on the regular. Like it's nothing. But I'm supposed to hate white people. Now, how about this? I don't hate nobody. Y'all like what y'all like, but you not finna sit up here and try to force my way of thinking on nothing. Because I already see you not finna force me to speak up on nothing. You're not gonna force me to get mad at nobody. Because I've already seen how a lot of these dudes will do their own women in behind some light skin and a big ass, bro. I've seen it. Have lived it, bro. So people, they can't really tell me nothing. I'm not gonna let nobody like the Homies Hub sit up and call me no racist. Meanwhile, that's why I called him out on that shit. Go date a chick that look like you. Not even just the dark skin. Like, let her be dark skinned and look like you in the face. Or you try to sit up and try to paint me out to be XYZ. Go date a woman that look like you. You would never. You would step over a woman that looks like you dead body before you ever did that. And running behind the lightest thing with a big butt and a face that looks completely opposite of yours. But you want to call me a racist and try to pit me against other people in the black community. Meanwhile, you is not even from our culture. You is not. That's what I'm saying. Be inserting yourself into certain shit. And you is not even in our culture to be trying to do that. You go do that shit. You go play that whole tribalism, all that bullshit, that dividing. You go do that where you from, bro, or where your people from. I'ma clock it every single time. I'ma clock it every single time. I'll date it. Calling me a self-hater, I would date a man that look just fucking like me. Anytime y'all see me with a man, you be like, damn. Look just like me. I ain't chasing after nobody with a lighter skin than me or nothing like that. I will literally go date my equivalent. Same type of hair and everything. How am I the self-hater? When I will go date my equivalent, my literal equivalent. Y'all be on here making jokes. Damn, they must be brother and sister. Yep, I will go. I will go date somebody who look like me. I will. I love making US dollars. End of story. It pays for my flights, trips, vacations, hotels, Airbnb, and class. I know where my bread is buttered. Damn, that's so sad. It is, but it's true. Mariah, don't worry. We love you, LOL. Long live the sisters. I love my Latinas, but my heart will forever belong to the sisters. Well, thank you. And here's the thing. I do appreciate the black men that stand up for us. And not even just for us, because let me be clear. I'm going to be good wherever. I can go dating. I'm just being for real. A lot of y'all might not believe this because I don't know why y'all don't believe this, but I can go date in any community. And I don't ever feel like I'm at the bottom or I can't get the type of men that I want. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. I feel bad. Y'all got to understand, I have a very dark-skinned mother, and I watched her struggle with her skin color and having a complex because of the way black men treated her. And that's why me and all my brothers are biracial, because she just had such a hard time with black men. She just decided, and her father was so mean, she decided not to date them. And she had, people made her feel bad about her skin color as she was growing up. So she wanted to have kids that were lighter than her. I'm just being honest. So it's like, for me, it's not even about me trying to get, I personally don't really just feel all that attacked by black men, right? But it's about the dark-skinned girls. It's about the dark skin. Here's why I don't deal with colorless men. It's about them sisters. They're the ones who people be treating disrespectfully, honestly and truly. How black men treats me is completely dependent upon how I respond to them. Do y'all understand? If I'm acting like I feel them and then I'm against the dark-skinned chicks and then I think I'm better than the dark-skinned chicks and I'm doing everything that they want me to do, you know, the black men, you know, I can pretty much have my way. I'm just being honest. But it's like, that's not my character and that's not who I choose to be. And at the end of the day, I came from a black woman, period. You know what I'm saying? So I'll speak up on certain things. Go date your equivalent and date a Dominican or Puerto Rican. LOL. Okay. I mean, I could make a movie. It's very, I mean, my mother's whole story is just heartbreaking, to be honest. But yeah, I watched her. I have a different perspective because most biracials have a white mom, and I genuinely like watch my mom struggle from being damaged by how the men treated her. And it's like, even when she tried to date black men, they always treated her. It's like the other races of men were willing to marry her. Because she did. She got married to a Vietnamese man and she got married to an Egyptian man. She married twice. But black men always treated her like she was only something for, you know, never to really just be seen in public. It was very, I'm actually getting emotional talking about it. Homie's Hub should date his equivalent and date her, not just dark skin, because there's plenty of beautiful dark skinned sisters that he would be very, very lucky to get the attention of. She needs to look like him in the face too. Like, that's what I'm saying. It needs to be both. She needs to look like him in the face and be his skin color. And she needs to come with them raccoon eyes of his too. Okay. And that low hanging bottom lip. And the halitosis that probably comes with it as well.
And I see two white guys and then they're like, we're going to give you a bill, but you got to go back inside the room. I was like, why do I have to go inside the room to get my bill? And they was like, you got to go inside the room. Da, da, da. And I'm like, I'm not going back inside the room. I was like, damn, I'm in some shit. You know, I'm in some shit. I didn't know how much shit I was in, but I'm in some shit. So they keep telling me, and the girl's like, go inside the room. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not going inside the room, period. And the white guys are like looking like, what's going on? So they bring me the bill, right? Now, the bill is $900 or maybe a little more. Something. It's $900. And I said,
that's crazy.
Effing kidding me? And they'd be like, that's your bill.
For some sodas?
And I'm like, I'm not paying that shit. You fucking kidding me? And so we go back and forth, and the girl's like, you got to go in the room. We could talk about it in the room. And I'm like, I'm not going in the room. So literally, the bouncers, the hostess, the guy popping I mean, everybody grabbed me and basically dragged me back into the room. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you got to pay this bill.
I hear what you say about the don't overshare, Archie. And guess what? I know you're looking out for me, but I think that's the different element. Y'all say I want a woman's perspective in here. That's the different element that I bring to the table. See, a lot of these men that come in this space, they're not keeping it real. Because men, y'all got to be hard with each other, right? And guess what? They also know if you put certain information out there, that they're going to use certain things against you. You can't use nothing to get, like, nobody can hurt my feelings in this space because you can't use information against me that I put out. You know what I'm saying? You also can't hurt me from certain things that I've healed from. I will feel emotional for other people, but this is that real, we keeping it real over here. You know what I'm saying? So I never give nobody no ammunition that's really just gonna hurt me. And at the end of the day, I only answer to God. But it's like, this is what is so missing in this space, because everybody wants to perform for each other, and y'all want to be rah, 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 and y'all don't want to have human emotions. What I really is respect about, and not necessarily you, Archie, it's just a lot of, because it's a very, very male dominated space. And I understand why the men feel like they have to be that way. So I'm not saying the men need to come on here. People can tell what they want to tell. But when I share things, it's because of a message, or I feel like it can help somebody, or it's a way to help connect. One thing I appreciate about International Zoe's channel is, from this story time, he could choose not to do it. And it's YouTube. He's making money off of it. But like, a lot of people try to come on here and front like they ain't never got because they're scared to get called stupid. And this is in life and in love and business. People do a whole lot of fronting. But guess what? You have to go through the game to get the game. And I've been saying this even when I was talking about relationships and my relationships experience. The problem is, people expect each other to be perfect in this thing called life. And when somebody's not perfect, because we have a fear of going through the same thing they went through, or experiencing what they experienced, or something like that happening to us, we immediately have a knee-jerk reaction. So it's like, it's a defense mechanism, because you don't ever want to be vulnerable. Now you calling them stupid. And they really trying to help you. They really trying. I say this, the reason why it's gonna be you is because you think it can't be. So that's why I come on here and I share so much stuff, especially my experiences as a woman, some of my experiences dating, because people could put a compilation, they could edit some shit together. All I'm finna do is go on there, and guess what? I'm finna react to it, and I'm finna tear your ass out the frame. Do you hear me? I'm not the one to do that to. I'm finna put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it on your ass. You feel me? I'm not the one for that, you know? But they not never gonna hurt my feelings. They never. But I thank you. I appreciate you looking out. I appreciate you looking out. I just wanted to let it be known why I do that. Because see, people will try to spin a narrative. Oh, you hate this, you hate that. One thing that's been said is that I speak the way I speak about certain things because of what a black man put me through, whoop-de-woo. And I'm like, bruh, it don't have shit to do with me. It's what I seen my mom go through. It's what I see cousins and sisters, women I consider. It's all of that. I haven't gone through half of the shit they done went through, to be honest. I don't do enough dating to have went through half the certain shit still shock me. You know what I'm saying? Certain things still shock me. You got this. Keep being you and keep doing the same thing. Thank you. Yeah, and he just trying to help. That's it. He's just trying to help. And it is a vulnerable space to be in when you are putting your life out there like that. It is. A lot of these men in this space be 3s and 4s, and they think they're entitled to supermarket. Yeah. Mariah, you dropping so much game. Trying to.
You know what I'm saying? They said it like you pay this bill, you're going to get your ass whipped. Now, if I was probably with one more person, I probably would have got my ass whipped, because if me and the person was like, nah, we ain't paying it, we would have got our ass whipped. But I was by myself.
If you have 5,000 followers on any platform,
I mean, that's real.
you should have a 6-figure.
Here's the thing. You could be bigger than everything. You don't know if they got a gun. Baby, height and you knowing how to fight don't stop no bullets.
So I paid with my credit card, right? And then they try to straighten my shirt out. They wrinkle my shirt and they try to straighten I'm like, I gave them the credit card. I went outside and I couldn't believe, like, I got punked in Chiang Mai. Now, Chiang Mai is supposed to be the city with the most temples. It's supposed to be the laid back, cool. I mean, I never had a problem, like nothing, never had no problem. And I've been to Koh Samui.
Mhm.
I've been to Phuket. I've been, Bangkok. I've been to at least 6 cities in
Well,
Thailand.
I could see why his guard might have been a little bit down. If you've been somewhere long enough and you like, these people seem to be good people, trustworthy. I've been here years, I've been traveling, and nothing went down. That's when you finna let your guard down. And that's only natural. Who want to be walking around on edge all the time?
Right. Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai. So I go outside and I call my credit card company. I walk up the street a little bit. I cancel the card. So I don't know if they got the money or not, but I canceled the card. I explained to them the situation. By the time I got another tuk-tuk with going back down the street to head to my hotel, they were pulling the gate down on that spot. So they got their money for the day, I guess. Like, they was like, man, I don't know if they do it every day or what. And it surprised me. They was gangster. They did it to a brother. So you imagine what they would have did to them white boys.
Mhm.
But yeah.
They don't give a damn. They know it's powers in numbers. Hey, Kelvin, what's up, Mariah? He got robbed or scammed. He got scammed, but they basically they might as well have robbed him because they forced him to pay that bill. He couldn't do nothing. Mariah, you should offer consulting services to the passport bros. Just an idea. I mean, what would they want to talk about? Bucks travel. What would they want me? I mean, I could. What would they want me to consult them on? Women and stuff like that. I mean, I could. It would just depend on what they want consulting on and if they're willing to listen. But I do one-on-one consultations. I have a website. So I do relocation consulting. It's on my website. For anybody, I have a website. I offer Spanish classes there for those of y'all who want to learn how to speak Spanish or learn enough Spanish to travel at MariahSincereTravels.com. And I also have, for those of y'all who want to move to Colombia, I have a workshop coming up on the 27th, and I do those monthly. I should talk about them more on here, right? Because I don't. I should talk about them a lot more. I'm gonna start doing that more, promoting my website. I mostly promote it on Instagram.
Yeah, that was crazy. So basically I got punked or robbed in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Now, everybody said, "Oh, Thailand is safe."
Yeah, I mean, Thailand is still safe when we compare it to being like in Cartagena or being in Salvador Bahia or, many other cities. Thailand is still safe. But yeah, and it also depends. I mean, that's just what experience. I'm surprised it happened to him because I would never, whenever they say, hey, if they ever say, hey, let me take you to, if they say, hey, let me take you on a tour or let me take you to a club, or they try to say, hey, here's some nice girls I know where to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you better off, even if you want to find girls, like ask another American that's there or something like that. Because it's almost always going to be a way for them to rack up some money on you and do what they do.
Hey, even some of these Americans, let me tell you, I'm always 1,000. Bro, it be so much drama going on behind the scenes, and I don't come on here and speak too much, but just understand, I be knowing a lot of stuff that be going on in these different places, and the only reason why I don't come on here and speak on nothing and I don't put nothing on blast is because I don't speak about the shit people tell me in confidence. But like, I don't do that whole, I'm not a messy person, but you gotta watch some of these Americans, bro. You gotta watch them, especially these men that be putting you on to certain girls. You just gotta watch certain shit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I went to Puerto Vallarta, and something similar happened to me from thinking with the wrong head. Yeah, that'll get you caught up too.
I was in Salvador Bahia one time, and there was a guy, I'm not going to say his name, that wanted me and another one of my homeboys to go to this spot for his birthday. And it was one of those spots where you go to meet women. And I was the last one to get there. When I got there, this guy had 2 girls with him, and this other guy had a girl with him. But I just stayed out of it. And they went up to the room and they charged these dudes. What was it? I think it was like $300. I think it was like $300 for the girl, and then it was like $100 for the room. They had some burgers, like some sliders, these little 3 sliders.
Not them
It was
funky ass
$100 for those. The Coke was like a Coca-Cola was like $18. The rubbers was like $18. And so when you, after all that, it was 3 girls,
I see why y'all
2
mad at me,
rooms,
because I told y'all
200.
y'all couldn't bring y'all own rubbers into Colombia. I mean, you can, but just don't get selected for a search. Okay.
600, 900. And I just wasn't trying to even participate in that. But so that's 900 just for them. Yeah. And then the rooms, 1,100. And the bill ended up being somewhere around like $1,400. And I was like, there's no way that like the locals are paying that anyway. But that's part of that. That's part of that, bro. It's these are things that come with travel. But I mean, your best bet is probably to get an American Express card where you can cancel. You know, you have more protection with those. I mean, it's not easy to get those. I know some people in my comments like, just get an American Express card. Like you could just apply and everybody get approved. But if you can get it, it'd be beneficial. But one second. But if you guys enjoyed that video and you want to learn about.
Okay, that was good advice. So yeah, guys, these are some of the scams that's happening out here, so that y'all can be aware. You can't always 100% prevent anything, but you can keep yourself out of a lot of stuff just from listening to other people's traveler experiences and not being arrogant and thinking you're invincible. Okay. Archie says you need to develop your channel bio. No websites. I thought my websites are in there. Okay, I'm gonna go in there and look at it tomorrow. Your Cash App, email. I thought, okay, because what it is I have a linked tree in my bio, because my link tree has several things that I'm doing that y'all can click on. But I'll go in there and look at it. I do, but there are some things I do need to fix. Or other links are missing. Remember, MariahSincere is a brand. Okay, I'll fix it. Always got to drop your shameless plug. I do. Thank you, Game Changer. Yeah, I got to do better with that. I think I get so caught up in the conversation with y'all. It be so good. The chat be so good. I be forgetting. Okay. I need to do better. A local will rob you for 5, and an American will rob you for 1,000. Facts. First real I learned on my first trip. Exactly. This is what you got to know. This is why I offer all my services. If y'all go on my website and y'all see how much I offer my services for, it's a very, very reasonable price. I am not trying to get nobody. Absolutely not. Everything. My workshop, I do a workshop where I tell you everything you need to know to move to Colombia, and we do a Q&A, and my friend who is a therapist, a Colombian American, will talk to you about how to socially integrate into Colombia. We will give you all the resources that you need. Like, you will be overly prepared. And I only charge $27 for that workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop. And I only let 10 people in. So it's not overcrowded. Okay. With that said, guys, if you want to get in contact with me, if you want to learn Spanish, do a consultation, or sign up for the workshop, MariahSincereTravels.com. The link is in the bio. I will see y'all back here tomorrow. I'll probably go live around lunchtime tomorrow. Y'all have a good evening.